Hi, live, Mr. Forston here in welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We're super excited that you guys are here. You guys are right on time. So welcome to the live podcast. Don't wait to be great. And just rock out with us just for 2 seconds because I might start singing. I hope not. His love. Hey, welcome everybody to the live podcast. I am your host, Mr. Derek Forston, and I'm super excited that you guys are here with us every Tuesday night. We're absolutely excited to be here to share all that we have for you when it comes to housing the homeless and the housing the displaced. But guys, every Tuesday, we've kind of turned it also into our business room. So we talk a lot about virtual assistants and also what they can do for your business, right? So tonight's topic is how to house the homeless, even if you can't afford to buy a property or rent one. So again, I'm going to repeat that. Tonight's topic is how do you house the homeless, even if you can't buy a property or you can't afford to rent one just yet. We're going to introduce something to you all tonight that's called the HRA, which stands for the Housing Referral Agency. So a lot of times when we get phone calls, Shay, as you know, a lot of people want to do what we do, but sometimes you're not quite set up to go out and buy a house or even to quite set up to go out and rent one or lease one. So we show people how to combine virtual assistants and actually turn yourself into a housing referral agency to where you still can take people from homeless to hopeful, right? And still make an impact and an income. So we're going to show you guys ways tonight, again, of how to house the homeless, even if you can't buy or rent a property. So again, welcome to everybody that's here on YouTube. Welcome to our Facebook family, our Instagram family, and Twitter and LinkedIn space. So we're simulcasting, guys. We're all over the place. So again, if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, this is the greatest time to do it. Because again, in this room, guys, and in this realm of what we do, we teach people how to take a house that you can lease or rent it. Now, you can buy it, great. But if you want to rent or lease a house, and then we make connections with social workers and case managers in different hospitals and social service settings, and that's the funnel system that we use to house the residents that we care for. But we're going to show you guys how to do that tonight, even if you can't buy or rent a property, and that is simply called the HRA, which stands for Housing Referral Agency. Ms. Shay, introduce yourself, tell the folks how great you are, what you do, and we'll jump right into tonight's topic.
Absolutely. Good evening, everybody. I am Shanya Shea Forston, the president and founder of the Angela Denise Foundation, as well as the co-founder of Forston Consultants, here along with my amazing husband and the rest of our beautiful Forston family, where we go all over the nation, all over the world at this point, because we're in even some of the farthest locations ever, right? Teaching people how to do this, how to utilize virtual assistants, and how you can make an impact in your community through housing those that are displaced or on the verge of homelessness. I'm excited about tonight. I am one of the expert consultants here at Forston Consultants, and I am also the business strategist, where I will also look at businesses that you already run, have, and are looking to develop and grow, and that is my role here. So I'm excited to have this conversation tonight. Derek, let's dive right in. This is a great night for a great conversation. Hey, Miss Angela, joining us over here in these YouTube streets. I want to welcome you tonight, and everyone else that's on. Definitely share. If you're watching on Facebook, if you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and introduce others to Forston Consultants by sharing this information. Share it to your Facebook and your YouTube. Send the link out. Send the link out. Let other people know what we're talking about and how they can also take part in what we're doing here at Forston Consultants. Derek?
Absolutely. So as Shay said, go ahead and share the room, guys, and get this message out to a lot of more people. And also, I want to welcome all of the new people. I super want to respect the people that always show up and that's always hanging around us. Thank you guys so much, because you guys have choices of where you could be, but you chose to be here, and we appreciate that. But if you're absolutely new to us, type in the chat new, or if you're new to the HRA concept. So if you're new to the Housing Referral Agency concept, which are able to house the homeless or the displaced and you don't need property, if you're new to that, type in the chat new. Because if we're all family here, great. But I want to make sure that I catch all of the new people that may have never heard of this concept. And I'm also noticing, Shay, that a lot of people are catching our replays. So I also want to respect the people that will see this later. So we'll still talk about it. Lucky for you all, I actually have a PowerPoint that I'm gonna probably glance through a little bit as well to give you guys a little bit of a visual. But if you've never seen the concept in terms of what we do when we talk about housing the homeless in a shared living environment, and also how can you do that without even having property, we want to make sure that we're serving everybody that's here. Because remember, every time we come here, right, there's two goals that I have. The first goal that I have is to give you guys a lot of information and to give the game away on what this is that we're talking about tonight. Then my second goal is to give you an opportunity to jump into what we're doing. So again, first thing is I want to give a lot of information. I want to give the game away. But my second goal is to give you an opportunity to be involved in it. So thank you so much for everybody that's here. Moni, glad to have you. Your family now. So anybody that's new to us, welcome to Forston Consultants and the live podcast. Don't wait to be great. And let's jump right into it. So if you've never heard us talk about the HRA in terms of what that is, the HRA for us stands for Housing Referral Agency. Now, most people, Moni, they know us for being the actual operator. So the ILF operator and also running the HRA program. We have webinars, guys, and it's 2 free webinars. And my assistant, Alex, will put both of those in the chat. Also, if you go to forstonconsultants.com under the tab that says webinars, we literally give you guys 2 different ways to do this. One, you're going to be the housing provider as just being a referral agent. But the other one is what most people want to do. You guys want to be in it. You want to house these people yourself. Right. So that's what we're going to be doing tonight. So I'm actually put up a little bit of a PowerPoint here. That way to kind of keep me in line as well. And you guys put a number, I put a number 7 in the chat if you can see my PowerPoint. I want to make sure that you guys, because y'all know I'm not very techy. So I just want to make sure that everybody is able to see that PowerPoint. So put a number 7 in the chat if you guys can see that, because the title of that says how to start your own. No, it says how to start a housing referral agency for displaced adults utilizing virtual assistants. So this is literally what we'll be talking about tonight. If you guys got any other questions or concerns, and thank y'all for participating with the 7s. That helps me out as well. But if y'all got questions about business setup in general, virtual assistants, which we'll be talking about tonight, or anything to do with digital marketing, website creation, we do all of that, right? And if you never heard of Digital Flow Solutions, we want you to follow us there. Also at Instagram. We've been up and running for a little bit now, but now we're actually starting to put a little bit of content there. So Shay is our go-to person when it comes to implementation, workflows, automations, and all of that. And again, tonight we'll be talking about, oh, I forgot I had my VAs also build me something where I want you guys to meet my team. I never got a chance to check that out. Shay, if you can check that message from Tara, maybe send it to Alex and let's upload that as well, because I want everybody to be able to see my team as well. I'm always bragging about my team. I want you guys to be able to see it. But again, let's jump right into it, right? So what is a housing referral agency? That's somebody that acts on the behalf of a person that needs housing. So essentially, you're going to be the middle person. You're going to be it's kind of like that game Monkey in the Middle, where you're in the middle and to your left is maybe the social workers and case managers and social service providers. But on the right are the actual providers of the housing who actually have the real estate to put them in. So you're being a liaison between the two. Meaning when you get the phone call from the case manager, you now need to find a provider to house that person. And when you do that, you just took somebody from homeless to hopeful. And also, if you follow the way that we do it, you also made a referral fee. Okay. And if I begin to lose anybody into this, guys, what we specialize in is you all asking us questions. So if you guys ask us questions, we will love to entertain you guys and help y'all out. So definitely do that. But that's essentially a person that's going to act on the behalf of somebody else who needs housing. You're the go-to person or the agency for social workers and case managers. You're the solution for shared housing and housing needs. So the way that I tell people, when you start advertising this, hopefully by tomorrow, you start telling people, Miss Sherry, Gregory, Renee, Miss India, because with this model, you can start telling people tomorrow that you are a housing provider. And I don't care, Miss Cheryl, if you have a house or not. Gregory, I don't care if you have a house. Renee, you don't need a house with the HRA, because remember, you are a housing referral agency to where you're going to take the phone call just like we do as the provider, but you're going to refer out to somebody else who already has the real estate that is already housing these people. Yep. That's what makes it genius, right? This slide says, why would you want to be a housing referral agency? The first one, because you desire to house the homeless, period. Not rocket science, right? Number 2, because you don't have a property, but you still desire to help. Number 3, you have an ILF, you have a housing program, but you're full to capacity. This is the genius way that all of the people that we are teaching now, when they get full, Miss India, guess what they do now? Their phone still rings so much that now they got to refer out to somebody else, because what happens when you're full to capacity? Miss India, when you get your 4-bed, 2-bath home, you're going to house 8 people that you're going to take from homeless to hopeful, because we put 2 per room. But what happens when you're full, Renee, and you keep getting phone calls every day? You're going to refer out now, and you're going to still make an impact and an income. You can't house them because you're full. But what if you call me and say, Derek, I just got a phone call from some guy in Orlando and he want to move to Orlando, Derek. No problem. If you make that referral to us now, guess what I'm going to pay you? $300. But I'm also teach you how you structure how you're paid, right? So beyond tonight and what we're talking about tonight, when you guys go to forstonconsultants.com and click the tab that says webinars, we give a free 14-minute webinar on how to do this, y'all. And we're going to talk a lot about what's involved in that tonight. But also do yourself a favor and still watch the webinar, okay? That last reason, again, is that provide a much needed housing solution. That's why you want to become one. You understand the need in your community. You heard that there was homelessness all over your city, but you found out that you can't buy a property and neither can you rent one right now. But because you subscribe to Forston Consultants here on YouTube, you found out that one of the things that we specialize is housing people, and you don't need the real estate. I often tell people, right, Miss Cheryl, when God unveiled to us the idea of being a housing referral agent, that literally was the cheat code for a lot of people that get into this now. Because now what the HRA does, it removes every excuse that people can't get into this. Because guess what's the biggest barrier to actually housing people? Is getting the real estate to put them in. So, Miss Sandra, we get calls every day, and you and I had a great call today. Big shout out to Miss Sandra from California, right? But we had a lot of calls just this past week about people that want to do this, but they can't afford to buy a house. And where they live at or how their life is structured today, they can't even go out and rent one. But what if you're willing to talk to people? What if you're willing to go on social media? What if I give you a free virtual assistant to do it for you? We're going to talk about the HRA tonight and how that product is normally $2,000, but on this crazy sale is only $597. And with the HRA, we give you a virtual assistant complimentary. I give you the course. I give you the ebook, the curriculum, and I put you in a community with like-minded people that's already doing this. Also in that community, you're hooked up with other ILF owners so that when you do get the phone call, you got a community to now go and post that client in. I'm going to also teach you how you post it on your social media to get people to help you house the homeless, right? So again, the HRA Business in a Box is what we'll be talking about tonight. And only for $597, we're going to give you the SOPs. We're going to give you the virtual assistant to do the social media, to find the social workers and case managers in your area. So while you at work on your 9-to-5 job, that VA that I'm going to give you, they're going to do the cold calling. They're going to do the emailing. They're going to do the social media to get the word out about your new housing program. If that makes sense, put yes in the chat, because I want to make sure I'm not losing anybody. If that makes sense, type yes in the chat. I'm going to also type it because I understand it. I get it. I get that if I want to house the homeless, but I can't buy a house and I can't rent one, you mean to tell me these Forston boys can come up with a way for us to still do it, but we don't need the property? I often tell people, no matter what we come up with or what God bless us with, there will be no product that's more powerful than the HRA. Even though most people come to us and they want the ILF Mastery Blueprint, which is us holding your hand through the entire process to be the operator, I'm going to always tell people the HRA is hard to beat, because the training, Shay, is almost the same up until the point to where both of us get the call. Yeah. So me as a provider and you as an HRA agent, everything's the same in your training up until we get the phone call. When I get the call, I have the potential to house that guy myself. But when you get the call, if you don't have the property, guess what you're going to have the ability to do? Refer that person to somebody else who already has the real estate. And we're going to teach you to do it. And with doing that, you still make a referral fee. I'm going to talk to you all a little bit here later about the 2 ladies that I teach this to. They're both in their 70s. I got 2 ladies that do this, y'all, and they're in their 70s, right? They both make between $300 and $900 a week, literally from doing this. And they say, Derek, you must be a genius because you showed me how to house the homeless in the displaced, and I don't need the property. I don't have to move them in. I don't have to move them out. I don't have to deal with the attitudes. I don't have to be running all around the town trying to. In fact, both of them now said, Derek, I don't even want a house now. I don't want to be an operator. Derek, you showed me how I can house the homeless to where I never need real estate.
Yeah.
They both think I'm a genius. But if y'all know me by now, I never take credit for any of this stuff. I'm no genius by any means. God just downloads a lot to me in this big old head. And by the time I put it out and give it to my team of virtual assistants, that's who helped me put all of this stuff together. Okay. Now, as I said, a part of the HRA. Now, if you want to do this on your own, great. Because we teach people how to do this on their own before we ever involve the virtual assistant in it, right? But what is a virtual assistant and how can they help you in this? A virtual assistant is a remote worker who can run this program without you really being involved in it, to be honest with you. Watch this. God and I started Second Chance Housing back in 2017, 2018. But as of the 27th of this month, I turned that program over 12 months ago to my VA Jess.
It'll be a year, yeah.
On the 27th of this month, Jess would have been with us a year. Y'all, and I ain't trying to be funny or tell her business, but Jess makes $4 an hour, y'all, and she's happy doing it. And for where she lives at, she's rich. And for $4 an hour, y'all, Jess runs my program now. Jess answers the phone, all the inquiries, social media, email marketing, and cold calling. In fact, this past week, Jess made 2 referrals. That's 300 and 300. And she also made a placement within our own ILF for $700. Now, y'all family, so I'm going to just keep it real with the numbers, right? Jess made us $1,300 and her payroll was $160. We pay our VAs every week. I'm going to keep it moving. Phone management. I mentioned that the VA is going to handle the phone management while you at your 9-to-5 job. Most of y'all got jobs, right? Social media management, email management, building relationships in the community. When I first started teaching this years ago, I was talking about you need to do it. You need to do it. You. But now today, guess who builds most of the relationships for us? First of all, my website. Second of all, when they get the number, they're going to call it. They never speak to me. They're going to speak to Jess, guys. I'm busy doing this right here. This is what I love to do. Coaching and teaching and housing people, which now I figured out don't really need me. So my VA, Jess, who lives 9,000 miles away from me and is 13 hours in a different time zone, because where I live at, y'all, is 6:18 p.m. Where Jess lives is 7:18 a.m. Jess right now is probably getting her children ready for school. And guess what? She just clocked off of my clock at 5 o'clock p.m. my time, 6 a.m. her time. So that's what a VA can do. And that's why we give it to you in the HRA Business in a Box. Guys, we give you the VA complimentary because I want you to succeed so bad. So when you pay that $597, which is a crazy price because it's on sale, guys, I give you the VA. That's not even a part of it. The $597 is the curriculum, the community, the course, and the ebook. I gift you with the VA. And thank you to VA 101. As y'all see my shirt, that's where that comes from, guys. So all of our VAs comes from our sister company, VA 101. Setting appointments with social workers and case managers. Guess who does that now for us? My virtual assistant, Jess. Now, years ago, I called all the hospitals and I wanted to show up and tell them how great I was. Today, Jess does that. And it sounds a little bit like this. Hello, may I speak to the director of case management? Thank you so much. Hey, Miss Jennifer, how's it going? My name is Jess, and I'm calling from Second Chance Housing, and I represent a program here in Orlando as well as Kissimmee, Florida, where we take people from homeless to hopeful. I would love to know when is the best time that our thought leader, Mr. Derek and Miss Shay from the Angela Denise Foundation, when can they come to your hospital to speak to you and your social workers and your team so we can talk about how we can end homelessness together? We're available Wednesday at 10 o'clock if you are. Oh, and by the way, we always bring coffee and donuts. 10 o'clock, perfect. Thursday, perfect. That is literally what the phone call sounds like. And now, Shay and I just show up and we be great.
Absolutely. Yeah.
How powerful is that?
That's it. Like literally,
Speak on that, Shay. But before I move on, how powerful it is that Jess and Jillian, who's your assistant, can set up stuff for us, and we just show up and we look like the hero.
The goal is to duplicate yourself, right? When it comes to running a business, being an entrepreneur, the goal is to make sure that you can do more. And what we've done is we've utilized our virtual assistants to help us be in more than one place, right? So now instead of me being in front of the phone or in front of the computer, having to create these relationships or try to find these relationships, I have a virtual assistant that assists me in that process. So now they're learning more about my business, my corporation, the Angela Denise Foundation, Second Chance Housing, through my virtual assistant. And it piques their interest enough to say, hey, I would love to meet your representative. And that's when we go out and become, again, we're the face of the organization while they're the voice that these individuals are getting to meet and know and get that background information on our organizations and what we do. So they're the ones that go out there. They help us knock on doors consistently or ring those phones off the hook until we can get a yes or a come on in or come by. And that is a time saver for us because now we're out doing other things that are productive, even that are just as productive in our requested, excuse me, in our businesses. So that's what makes me excited about this, is that we get to duplicate ourselves in regards to getting the word out. And it's not just myself and Derek. We have someone else that's able to do that as well and do it knowing how to do it well. They know how to do it well.
Absolutely. Because guys, when I first got Jess from day one, I trained Jess to be me. Right. So guess who trains all of our VAs now when you want to do the HRA? Jess and I. But Jess do 80% of the training. I do 20% of it. Because again, for the first few weeks, almost a few months, when Jess started with me, I literally said, Jess, I know you're a female and I'm a male. I know you're light skinned and I'm dark skinned, but I'm going to train you to be me. I say, Jess, because I want to get more freer in what I do in terms of coaching and finding more houses to house the homeless. So I want you to be the face of my program. So today, Jess is my program manager. And lucky for me, my team built me a PowerPoint. I'm going to show you guys my entire team and also what they do. Because don't forget, every Tuesday, we talk about virtual assistants and how you can leverage that $4 an hour and literally do something. How can I say it? Literally do something that you don't have the skill set for. Prime example, I have a credit repair company, guys. And guys, I don't repair credit. I can't even spell Equifax. I've never written a dispute letter in my life. But I got a team of VAs that'll fix your credit from a 500 to a 750. Isn't that smart that I was able to leverage somebody else's skill set to do that? How smart is Shay that Shay gets grants written for her nonprofit, but Shay doesn't write the grant? Welcome to Jillian, who's Shay's assistant, who you're going to see her later on. Jillian writes our grants. So I'm going to name several businesses, guys, that we're involved in, but guys, I'm not really involved in it. I'm more of a thought leader in those businesses, right? Now, the one business I'm real good at is Forston Consultants because I can run my mouth. I can teach, I can coach, and I can guide people to success. Naturally, in pretty much business in general, right? But the other 7 businesses that we own, y'all, I'll admit, I'm not really good at any of those. I always wanted a digital marketing company to be able to help people, entrepreneurs, CEOs, churches, leadership. But guys, I'm not very techie. How ridiculous does that sound that I want a digital marketing company, but I'm not really techie? Lucky for me, Alex Chuko, who's one of my VAs who's here tonight, who's put all of that stuff in the chat, he's the head of that. Danish from Pakistan, Alex is from Nigeria. These people don't live in my backyard. So we're leveraging a skill set, ladies and gentlemen, to be able to get a job done or a skill set done that we can't do. Yeah. So guys, I'm no genius, but I'm just smart enough to learn how to leverage somebody else's skill set to get what I need done. And it's a win-win situation for both sides. Ms. Shay?
And it's not that we can't do it, Derek. It's that we're not as proficient in
Correct.
the task. So if it's going to take me 45
now, some stuff
minutes,
I just can't do, though. I'm not
if it's going to take me about 45 minutes to an hour and a half to do a task that may take Alex 15 minutes, why will I waste that 45 minutes when I have someone that is very versed at that particular task and can do it and do it more effectively and more efficiently. They're a skilled person in that genre, in that niche. Why take that away from that person and put it on myself, right? Where I can utilize my own time, my own efforts in those areas that I'm strongest at. So that's the benefit of utilizing a virtual assistant in this space.
Absolutely, guys. The VA is the cheat code to this, because I have a lot of people that do this now, and they're at work during the daytime. They're not really running their ILF or their HRA program, right? Because they don't have time to do it. So these are the people that are really impressive to me. People like Janine, right? And Janine always comes to mind, right? Because Janine is killing in this space. Janine lives in California, right? Right. But Janine places people in other cities and other states. So, and I always give the example of Dornico. Dornico lives in Dayton, Ohio, right? Janine lives in California. Dornico just got a facility, y'all, with about 9 to 10 beds in it. Guess who filled the last 6 to 7 beds in that place? Janine. And Janine lives in California. But watch this. Janine really is not doing the work. Janine's VA is doing the work. So that's the cheat code to life, you all. I found out, and if y'all know us by now, when we find out stuff, we can't wait to spew it out to other people. So when I found out that VAs were the cheat code to life and business, we begin to share that as well. So even like today, prime example, watch how I involve my VAs in my personal life. Today, I'm a little personal, but I had a doctor's appointment today. Guess who would have forgot that appointment if Jess didn't call me and remind me yesterday and today and an hour before my appointment started? She know that I'll forget this so much. She said, man, you know what? I better remind her the day before, the day of, and an hour out, right? When our VAs clock in for the day, they give us of what we call of a start of day. It's called an SOD. And at the end of the day, they give an EOD, end of day. Start of day is everything that they have to do today. Everything that we want done and that we've demanded over the months or the weeks. Every Monday, usually my team, we meet. When you get a VA, you shouldn't just have her working and y'all don't ever meet. How is she going to ever get how you do business? How are they going to ever understand how you want things done? So I'll admit, guys, I'm very demanding with my team, right? In a nice way, but I want a lot of stuff and I want it done the right way. And I got 1,000 ideas a minute. That's how we ended up with 8 businesses. Not that we just want to be sold, but God just gives us so many ideas. And out of the 50, 8 of them just stuck, right? So trust me, I had more than that. But out of the 50 ideas, 8 of them is like, you know what? These are pretty cool. Let's do this. And as I told you all, I'm really good at one of these businesses, and this is the consulting side. The other 7 businesses, guys, I'll admit, I'm leveraging a different skill set, which I don't have, which is that VA. Which brings up the next question from what I see in the chat. It says that how much is the VA and how long can we have them for? So the way it works is this, right? When you get a VA, that's your VA, that's your employee at that point, and the minimum hours is 6 hours a day. So if you want to do the math on that really quick, $4 an hour, 6 hours a day, that comes out to be $120 a week. And if I'm wrong about that, somebody will tell me. But $4 an hour times 6 hours a day, that's $24 a day, right? 24 times 5, isn't that 120? And if I'm wrong about that, somebody will tell me, right? And then the other side to it is the 8-hour shift that a lot of people get, which is what most of my VAs are on. Shay's got a VA that does 5 hours a day. We got another one that does 6 hours a day, but everybody else on our team does 8 hours a day. Okay. So 8 hours a day times that $4 an hour, that's $32 a day. And if my math is correct, that's $160 a week. Okay. And your goal is that hopefully you're making enough income and enough money to where literally you're almost covering their payroll by the work they're doing.
And Derek, let's bring that into perspective. That may not happen in week 1, week 2, month 1, or month 2. It's all about building whatever brand that you're doing, whether it's the HRA or any other business, right? For me, my virtual assistant is over my nonprofit organization. My accountant is here. She can attest to that. Miss Lynette Green is in the building, as well as Dornico and Tiffany. Welcome, family. But my virtual assistant is dedicated to tasks that are related to sourcing and finding grants. Also building relationships within our community to see what our community needs and how our our nonprofit organization can assist in that. So again, it just depends on the task that you render or have your virtual assistant do. And yeah, that's I just wanted to add that because a lot of people
Yeah.
want to see, well, where's the return on my investment?
Yeah.
Your
Yep. Yep.
business,
There's a
business
fine
takes
line
time.
between your return on your investment and actually you getting stuff done, you getting things started, right? You don't build Rome in one day, right? And watch this. Some of my VAs are not in a money-making role per
That's
se.
good.
Watch
That's good.
this. Some of my VAs, they have to perform to where I'm looking for them to bring in income, right?
Right.
Alex is one of those VAs. He's with Digital Flow Solutions. So we're looking for customers all the time. But Alex also plays another role, and I got other VAs that do other things that where that's not a money-making role, but it just keeps me in line, right? Jets reminded me this moment of my doctor's appointment and arranging my flights for next month. That is not really making me money. It's just keeping me in order. It's keeping me in line. It's keeping me organized. So sometimes, guys, we're looking for productivity and organization,
Yeah.
which will then in turn turn into possibly income.
You buy your time back.
You're buying your time
You
back.
buy
Okay.
your time back. Yeah.
So let's move right along. So what is your title as you're going to be doing this, right? Simply, you're either a housing specialist or you're a housing referral agency, or maybe you're a housing referral agent. Now, I don't like the word agent because that's one person, one you. I always think of things as a team and bigger. I always look at the bigger picture. So when people say, well, Derek, what do you call yourself if I'm going to do this? A housing referral agency. And the first step is to turning yourself into a business. So instead of being Derek Forston, I never want to be known as some guy housing people. I wanted to be respected as a housing program that was changing lives in the community through shared housing. See the difference in that? Some blackballed guy housing people versus some program called Second Chance Housing that's changing lives in the community through shared housing. See, I'm a business now. So it's a difference between the two. So that's the first step, guys, is turn yourself into a business. And when you do that, people will refer to you, or you can refer to yourself as a housing program, a housing specialist, as a housing referral agency, or you're a housing solution. You can take a bunch of ways to name yourself, but essentially you provide housing, period. Okay. So one of the things that I want to get, I want to talk about, and this is literally what I just said, is what do you need to operate? The first one says create a business, name it, and establish yourself as an HRA. That means everybody in your city, people at your church, social media can get out to thousands and millions of people with the touch of a button. So if you watch that free webinar, one of the things that we talk about is build Facebook groups, post it every day. If you guys go to Second Chance Housing right now on Instagram or Facebook, don't leave here, but later go and check it out. You're going to see what we're posting every day to tell people, hey, we're open. We got beds available. So just imagine a name that you're going to choose, and watch this. Here's a gem. When you choose your name, don't be a dummy like me and end your name with the word housing. See, when you know better, you do better. See, I didn't know better when I called myself Second Chance Housing. We don't do that today. What I know today, I should have been Second Chance Solutions, Second Chance Enterprise, or Second Chance Consulting. Those are three powerful words that you want to remember, right? When you start your next business, because I'm real big on business coaching, right? Shay and I both, and we want to send y'all to the bank to get the bag, right? To get money. Banks hate real estate, y'all. So don't use the words in your name that's going to be leaning towards real estate. That's a gem. Okay. Now, if you didn't know that, congratulations. There you go. But enterprise, consulting, and solutions is what you want to end that name in. So I should have been Second Chance Solutions, y'all. But nevertheless, you want to turn yourself into a business. Now, whether you go nonprofit or LLC, that's on you. Personal opinion, right? And lucky for any of my I Love Mastery Blueprint members or people that want to be a part of that, we actually give you our accountant who's actually in the room tonight. And you'll hear from Lynette tonight, who's better known as the business maven. Okay. Very next easy step, create a logo. How will people remember you and know who you are and what you are?
Brand awareness.
Branding. So when
Brand
you guys
awareness.
are driving on the highway and you see those double arches, you think of McDonald's, right? When you see that little green little thing for Starbucks, you think of Starbucks. No different from your logo. When people see it, what do they know you do? Right? What do you do when they see that logo, right? And then the other thing is create a website. Guys, we're going into 2024. If you don't have a website, you don't exist. Lucky for you, we have a digital marketing company that's called Digital Flow Solutions. So we build websites. We build logos, landing pages, funnels, marketing systems, and Shay can go on and on about that. In fact, I'll pause. Shay, talk a little bit about the why a website is so important and how does that combine with your business and what you're doing with housing the homeless?
What most people don't realize is that people are looking for you, right? You don't realize that people are looking for you unless you are visible. And when you see that you have a online presence, it gives you that ability above the rest. It makes you marketable. For one, you're marketing yourself. You're letting people know, hey, I'm here to serve. Word of mouth is great, and it can definitely help take you to the next level, but people still want to know that you are who you say you are, right? There's times that we've done business with other organizations that the first thing they're going to look at is for our web presence, and not just social media presence. They want to see a web presence. A lot of times businesses are not discounted, but not are overlooked because they don't have a website or a platform to be viewed in, or to go and view them or review them or see what the traffic looks like. Do you have a web presence? Right. So I just think it's a very um in the age we that we're in, if you don't have some website real estate, you are missing in action. You are missing out. You are not forthcoming as an entity, because people are going to utilize that to vet you. They want to make sure that you are putting that money into yourself. You're investing enough in your business to show that you have some form of uh, presence on the web, some web related real estate. That's what I like to call it, web state, some web related
Web
real
state.
estate.
I
Yep.
love it. So if you guys are understanding this and you're not getting lost, type in the word yes. If you understand what we're talking about, type in the word yes. This is something I'll just glance over really fast. We don't hide this stuff, y'all. When you do get a virtual assistant, there are some tools that you're going to need to monitor and manage this VA, right? Wise Pay is one of them, and that's how we pay our VAs, right? How do you pay somebody that lives in the Philippines or a different country away from you? We use something that's called Wise. Hub Staff is how you monitor this VA. So I don't just trust that my VAs are working all day long. I kind of do. But in the beginning, you want to make sure that they're working for you and not anybody else, and that they're on task. Hub Staff allows them to clock in, clock out, take a lunch break, and it also monitors their screen and every website they go to, every keystroke that they make. Because again, you would hate to be paying somebody $4 an hour and they're not working for
Whatever
you, but
you're
they're
paying
searching the
them.
web on Amazon, searching for Christmas gifts, right? And then LastPass is the real cheat code. LastPass is how all of my staff have access to my social media, my logins, and all the important stuff, but I don't have to give them my login or the password. It literally logs them into it, right? So that they can conduct business on my behalf. And again, when you get a VA from us, our onboarding process, my team goes through this with you. So, because some of this right here will confuse most people, just remember Wise, Hub Staff, and LastPass is what you're going to need to manage your VA. But don't forget, if you get the VA from us at va101.co, my team is going to walk you through these systems and show you how to work them, how it benefits you, and they're going to help you get it all set up. So we won't just give it to you and say good luck. No, there's a whole onboarding on that, and Shell talk about that here in just a minute as well. Also, eventually, what you'll need is a phone system, because how you going to make phone calls? Now, I put Ring Central and
How dare
Grasshopper,
you not have
but
digital
lucky
flow
for y'all,
solutions?
Digital Flow Solutions, our digital marketing company, also has a phone system now, right? So we implore you to also consider that. But I'll admit, we started with Ring Central, but when we got smart, and I said, I want my own company that offer all of this stuff. Well, it now comes with its own phone line, text automations, and all of that stuff, right? So you also would need Telegram or WhatsApp. We use Telegram. So the way that I communicate with our team and our VAs, we use Telegram. Shay can go into the reasons why Telegram, in her opinion, is better than WhatsApp. But I also really love Telegram, and I'll let Shay chime in as a why and how we use it.
Yeah, so Telegram is very beneficial, especially when you're working with people overseas. WhatsApp is very similar, but what I like about Telegram is the document and file size that you're able to share without having any compromise in quality, especially when you're dealing with audio and visual files. you'll see that there's ways and methods that you can share these files and documents without compression. And I know I'm getting a little techie and geeky on everybody, but when you don't want to lose quality of your files. So what ends up happening is Telegram has a better bandwidth that can carry that stuff when it comes to audio and visual files. Like prime example, I am a singer. And there are times that I utilize Telegram to share some of my song files, whether it's with my engineer in the studio or one of my producers, anything like that. I can send those files through Telegram, and they do not lose the quality of the sound. Instead of sending them, using some exterior, system for like a WeTransfer or something like that. I can literally do it from my phone or from that drive that I have on my computer and just slide that stuff over through Telegram without losing that quality. Another thing is that you can send larger file size. I think with Telegram, there are about 3 to 4 gigs that you can send in Telegram, which is very large for, like a text-based app to be able to send files that large. And that's beneficial, especially when you're working with a virtual assistant that is doing that's creating graphics or videos or anything like that. You can send them quite large files, and again, not lose the quality of the content that you're sending over, and not having to have it send over as a compressed file,
Right.
or all that stuff where they have to extract stuff. And just again, it
Like
lowers
literally, even the
quality.
PowerPoint that they sent me tonight, they sent that via Telegram.
Yeah.
So like everything that we do, and again, some people just love WhatsApp. Trust me, I'm not very techy to even give you opinion on either side. I just love Telegram.
I use WhatsApp too.
And it brings me back to the point to where it's really funny. About 3 weeks ago, I had a strategy call with this guy, and he never heard of us before. And he found us, I think, on YouTube on a VA thing, right? And he was actually communicating with his VA with his regular phone in the Philippines.
Whoa.
And he lives in New York. Can you imagine what his bill was?
Oh,
so he thought we was a genius for using Telegram. I'm like, duh. But when you don't know, you don't know. So I'm glad, literally, because he found us on YouTube, he would no longer be using his regular cell phone to be contacting his VAs. He's gonna use Telegram. So just little things like that is why we do this every week consistently. Because no matter what, we're gonna say something that's gonna help somebody, and that's our goal. So let's keep it moving, because I'm almost to the point where I'm getting ready to show you guys my whole team and also what they do. So right here is where I talk about promoting your business, right? Where are you going to promote this thing that you house people? Derek, you told me that I could promote that I house people, and I can start tomorrow. Derek, where do I go? Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, Twitter, and word of mouth. So even when you go to Walmart tomorrow, or you go to the grocery store tomorrow, and you bump into your friend or the clerk at the counter, you all should practice this. When the next time somebody asks you, hey, what do you do for a living? Or, hey, what are you doing today? You should say, glad you asked. I have a housing program where we take people from homeless to hopeful. And that's what I'm doing today. I'm looking for more people to take from homeless to hopeful. So when I first started, y'all, before I ever had my first house ever, when people say, Derek, what do you do for a living? Well, I'm actually a social worker, but I also have a program where I house the homeless adults, and it's called Second Chance Housing. Y'all, I didn't have the LLC. I didn't really pick the name out, and I didn't have no house. One thing I was doing, I was speaking in faith. I was calling these things that be not as though they were. And trust me, I ain't no pastor, I'm no priest, and I'm no bishop. But we love God and we love people, and I'm full of faith. And I said, God, I want to quit my job and do this full time. So literally, that's kind of, some of the things in terms of how we looked at it, right? The next thing again is, if nobody knows what you do, how do they know to call you? But if you post every day that, hey, give us a call here at Sunrise Solutions. We take people from homeless to hopeful. If you post that every day, what if a social worker see that on her lunch break? What if a case manager saw that on her lunch break as she was eating her bologna sandwich and was scrolling through TikTok just to kill time and saw your post? Guys, I joke and I play a lot, but right now, watch this. I'll admit, I don't get a lot of traffic on TikTok, but we post every day. Just here a few months ago, there's a company from California that saw us. We're literally coaching a company from California that does this right now because they saw me on TikTok. Talk about it, Shay. I mean, they literally saw us on TikTok.
Unique.
And called us, and now we're coaching this company.
Yeah, that was quite interesting, to be honest. I thought that was very, very like once they saw the TikTok, she literally like man, she blew up Jess's phone, our business line for days and just trying to get on our calendar and happened to be that we were in between traveling and consulting that we were so busy that we were about 2 weeks out. Um and it was amazing when we did get to meet with them, their excitement to be able to interact and engage with someone that was doing something that is doing something very similar to what they're doing, and the fact that we coach. There was a lot of room for coaching that they needed. There were a lot of questions that they had as they were doing this thing, but had ran into a lot of stumbling blocks, right? And it was so refreshing that, something that we thought was really not making any headway was really it still was used to meet somebody's needs. So a lot of times people get frustrated in the posting and being consistent, but consistency is key when it comes to branding, when it comes to marketing, when it comes to getting the word out. People want to see how, like, some people won't try out a product unless they see that it has longevity, right? They're like, okay, this is the greatest new fad. How long is this fad going to last?
Right.
How long is this person going to talk about let's house the homeless before they get tired and just throw in the towel, right? But that is why consistency is key. People want to do business with organizations that have been tested, tried and true. And that's why we say continue to post even when it looks like it's not reaching anybody. It's in those times that one post, that one thing is triggering that person, or may capture the eye or the attention of that one person. You may be sent to 1 or 1 million, who knows, right? But if you're consistent at it, you will get the necessary attention with your product, as long as you continue to be consistent in that process. So yeah, consistency is key, Derek.
Absolutely. And Shay, another thing that I want to add to that, and I just put it in the chat: advertise, 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 right? Because Shay, I don't care if you bake cookies, if you fry chicken, you bake fish, or you the best consultant in your city. If nobody don't know about it, how they know to come and patronize your business?
They won't. I
always say that no matter if you bake the best chocolate chip cookies, or you got the best housing program, or you teach people how to do, I don't know, knit t-shirts together. If nobody know about it, how would they know to come and say, like, you know what? That's the go-to person for that. Watch this. How many of you all did not see my social media this week, or where I posted literally on, I think it's on TikTok, it's on Facebook and Instagram. I literally, because I pass out my flyers everywhere. My VAs make these flyers, right? This particular flyer happens to be about virtual assistants, right? With a QR code and all of that. But I got flyers that I also promote second chance housing. My VAs make it, they order it, and they have it delivered to my house. I do none of that stuff. But because I put so many flyers out everywhere, I'm the guy that'll drive to Walmart, y'all, and every car in the parking lot gets one of these flyers. Now, sometimes my wife get a little embarrassed by that. Now, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Shay pick on me, y'all. Shay like, Derek, really? But y'all, when I first told Shay many years ago, Shay, I'm finna quit my job because I just found out what's gonna save the rest of our life, I couldn't come back and say, well, Shay, it didn't work. Yeah. When I was working that job and God gave me the vision of what I was gonna do for the rest of my life, I couldn't make excuses. So if I hand out 500 flyers, 8 people gonna see it and need a place to live. Guys, it's a numbers game. Somebody type the word numbers. It's a numbers game. And because I put my flyers next to the dairy section by the eggs, some guy saw it, called me. I drove to Walmart and I interviewed him in the parking lot. Lord have mercy. Put a number 2 in the chat if you did see that on my social media this week. Put a 2 in the chat if you saw on my social media this week where I posted the guy that saw my flyer in the dairy department of Walmart and called me. And I done the assessment or the intake in the parking lot of Walmart. That's what we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen. You got to be relentless when it comes to this. How dare I'm going to tell Shay years ago, Shay, I'm going to quit my job and I'm going to take care of me and you for the rest of our life. But I give up in 3 weeks because nobody called my phone yet. Really? That's not how that works, guys. So just like this slide, but before, when I told you that last place was to advertise everywhere like crazy, create Facebook groups, build flyers. What you gonna tell people? That you provide housing? Well, Derek, what does it sound like? I told you earlier, but because I talk real fast and because I stutter at times, I'm gonna slow it down. And literally, I always tell people, you want to ask for the director of social work, the director of case management, and whatever the hospital name. Good morning. May I speak to the director of social work? Her name is Miss Janice. Perfect. Okay, thank you. I'll wait. Good morning, Miss Janice. How's it going? Perfect. My name is Derek Forston. I have a program by the name of Second Chance Housing, and we take people from homeless to hopeful. I would love to know when is the best time to meet with you and your team so that we can talk about how we can end homelessness together. I understand as a social worker and a case manager that you guys are discharging people every day, and sometimes they have nowhere to go. I want to be the stepping stone and the bridge to that housing.
Right.
And I'm connected to a network of a bunch of these houses in different areas. So if I can't house him myself here in Chicago, here in Florida, here in North Carolina, here in California, I'm connected to a network where there's a bunch of us. So when you get your guy, you just give me a call and we'll figure it out. You say I can come Wednesday at 10? Perfect. How many will it be? Is it just you or is it a team of a couple of y'all?
Right.
Oh, it's 8 of y'all. Perfect. Because we always bring coffee and donuts. I love to give people a treat and a wake up early in the morning. So I'll see you guys Thursday at 10 a.m. Is that okay? Perfect. Now, when we hang up, I'm going to give you my phone number, my email address, also our social media so you guys can follow us. And I'm also going to sign you up on our newsletter.
Yep.
Thanks and have a great day.
Say that again. I don't think they heard you on the newsletter.
See, they missed that newsletter, Shay.
They
missed the importance of having a newsletter that also the VA created with an AI tool. They talk about it.
So your newsletter. So I actually talked about this with our VIP team not too long ago, and we had a live a session in our community, and we talked about opportunities to keep people engaged, right? In order to keep your name fresh in the minds of those that you are obtaining residents from, as well as those that you are sending residents to, you want to be consistent in just giving them ongoing information about what you're doing, how you're helping, and what other things, maybe stats, maybe your stats for the month or the year, for the quarter of what you're doing in your housing program. So, or your HRA, sorry, excuse me. And what better way to do that than to provide everybody that you're communicating with, than creating a blog post or a bulletin or a newsletter that they get. Like either one of those work.
And this is a gem, y'all. So I hope y'all taking notes.
Either one of those work. People are not looking just for the person that says, "Hey, I do this. I want
how many clients you got?
Yeah, I want. How many clients do you have? I want to take your clients and house them." What they want to see is that you're well versed in the demographic that you serve. They want to see that you have some buy-in in that demographic and that you're not just looking for a paycheck. They want to see that your heart is truly in it, and this is a population that you really want to and are serving. So with that, you are educating in that newsletter. You are telling them about new relationships that you're fostering in the community. You're giving them success stories. Come on, think of all of this stuff that people want to see, and they're going to be like, "Oh my God, I want my residents or my clients to go through this avenue for housing. I would love for my my clients to be housed through this organization because of what they do and how they are truly not just coming here for, oh, gimme, but you're giving.
Right.
So the goal is to not just come with your hand out, but come with a hand to give other people.
That's it.
You're going to give. And that's the biggest thing that we see when we're coaching people that have already been in this space already, or whether they're housing providers, whether they're HRAs, whatever they've positioned themselves to be in this niche, right? What we're seeing is a lot of times everybody's going with an ask instead of going with information or going with adding value. You want to be a value add. That is what makes you super received. For one, you're going to be better received amongst the case managers, the program directors, all of that stuff, all of those people that sit behind those desks and have those residents, I mean, those clients that need placement. They're not just looking for someone that's going to haphazardly do something. They want to see someone that's heart that's in it. So I land there,
Yep.
Derek.
I love it. Shay said something that's major, and I say it all the time. And thank you, Shay, for the way that you so eloquently said that. But everybody else is showing up saying me, me, me.
Yep, always.
How many
Yep.
clients you got? I got a program. You got clients? You got clients?
Yeah.
Like, be different. And I typed it, so I'm gonna read it verbatim. Be different from other people that will show up to that same hospital. Bring goodies and a great attitude. I
Oh, I love
always
that.
believe in
Bring
coming.
goodies and a great attitude.
Bring goodies and a great attitude, because guys, remember, I was the social worker. So I experienced people showing up to my hospital every day. Hey man, you got clients? Hey, you got clients? Can you call me? You got clients?
Yeah.
So I said, when
Put
I
me on the
start,
top of your list.
yeah, put me on your top of your list. I know you call certain people. Yeah, because I just got a brand new house. But instead of being that way, because when I started, I said, man, you know what, Derek, you saw all of the bad ways to do it. Derek, go in offering stuff. First of all, nobody forgets the guy that shows up with the coffee and donuts.
And a nice
When everybody show up, Shay, everybody saying me, 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 me. But when I show up, first of all, I'm coming with Krispy Kreme. Put a number 3 in the chat if you like Krispy Kreme donuts. I'm showing up with Krispy Kreme donuts, the coffee, the sugars, the creamers, the stirrers. They'll never forget me. I jokingly say this, but I'm serious. It's hard to forget the guy that brings the coffee and donuts.
Yeah.
Guys, I used to be the social worker sitting in treatment team at the hospital. At 12 o'clock every day, when we're deciding where these clients and residents are going to go to, sometimes we couldn't even remember the guy's dadgum name, but we'll say, hey, let's help the guy that's brought the coffee and donuts today. Let's send everybody to that guy today. Y'all, we forgot his name, but guess what we didn't forget? Out of everybody that showed up, let's call the guy that brought the coffee and donuts.
Absolutely.
So I never forget that, right? And when we talk about that newsletter, that was a gem. We usually only tell that to the people that are taking the coaching. But for free tonight, here you go. Can you imagine having a newsletter that all your case managers get, that they become a part of? So guess what Jess says, who's my assistant again in the Philippines, while she's on the phone? Oh, and Miss Susan, if you don't mind, I'll gladly take your email address as well. That way we can keep you abreast of our census and as well as a newsletter so that you know what's going on at Second Chance Housing at all times. How great does that sound? Nobody else is doing that, you guys. And that's why I say getting the coaching from us, man, and just being separated, being different from everybody else, that's just what's going to make you stand out. So case managers love us, and it's simply because of what we're providing and the way that we do it. Shay said it. We don't just show up with our hands out. Say, me, me, me. What you got for me? We come and say, like, man, how can we help y'all? Y'all hungry today? In fact, thank y'all so much for sending me those last few clients. Lunch on me next week. Where y'all eat at? Sonny's or Chili's or Chick-fil-A? So don't get it twisted, y'all. Like sometimes, and trust me, it ain't all about buying people lunch. But guys, I done bought a lot of lunches and a lot of breakfasts and a lot of treats and a bunch of coffee and donuts, because that makes me hard to forget. So when we at treatment team saying, man, where do we send Alice today? Where do we send Joshua? Where are we going to send the twins? Where do we send Mr. Edward, the old guy? Hey man, let's bless that guy that brought the coffee and donuts today. Let's call him for all the clients and let him pick first. See how that works, guys? So again, right here, I talked about it. You're going to join Facebook groups, and Facebook groups that have the titles of the word homelessness, social work, or case managers. This is a game changer, y'all. When you want to get the word out about what this is, where's your funnel system going to come from?
Yeah.
Can you imagine if you started your own Facebook group that was titled something like, I don't know, we house the homeless, or we fill empty beds? Can you imagine if you went and typed into Facebook groups the word homelessness, social work, case managers, social service provider, housing, rooms for rent? These are all the key words. Y'all, do y'all remember 40 minutes ago I said my goal was to do 2 things tonight, to give y'all a bunch of value and then give you an opportunity to get into it? This is that value part still coming. I want y'all to join Facebook groups, right? Create your own, but also join, guys. Prime example. I'll give y'all 2 groups right now. I'm in a group that's called Social Workers of Orlando. I'm in another one that's called Case Managers of Central Florida. Now plug in where you live at and type in that for your city.
Wow.
Ding, 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 ding.
Giving
I'm in the
spirit.
Christmas spirit. I'm Shay. I promised that I was going to give the game away today, Shay, but I'm also going to give them an opportunity to get in it. And now, where will you serve? Somebody said, Derek, this sounds great, but where I'm going to serve? That's up to you. So with the HRA, you can serve all 50 states.
You sure can.
Watch this, Shay. As an ILF provider, I'm going to tell you that I want you to be close to it. I want you to be in your same city, your same state. But as an HRA, you can make referrals from California to Dayton, Ohio.
Ooh.
From Florida to Oregon.
Yes.
So will you be a local resource? Will you and your virtual assistant only do local to your city? Or will you expand and do statewide? That's a personal choice, right? Building the relationships with ILF operators, because if you say, Derek, okay, you taught me how to build a company, but Derek, who are the relationships that are going to be the bridge to this? ILF operators. And lucky for you, when you buy the HRA business in the box for only $5.97 on this crazy sale, we put you in a community with these same providers. And then we teach you that even if those providers didn't exist, how to build your own ecosystem around you. And remember, prime example, watch this. I told Sandra this today. Miss Sandra, put a yes in the chat if you remember this comment. I right now in my program have 5 beds available. I got a mansion, y'all. It's called the Estate. And we just did a takeover, right? Where we took it over. A lot of bad people had to leave, a lot of cleaning up, and now it's fresh and ready to go. And I'm filling it back up with people. I got 5 beds left. Put yes in the chat right behind Sandra if you don't mind helping me fill those beds. Oh, and guess what? I pay $300 per referral. Somebody right now can make $1,500 from me. Just send me the appropriate kind of people. Does that make sense, everybody? Put yes in the chat if you want to help me fill my beds. And I live in Orlando, Florida. I don't care where you live at, but you and your virtual assistant, you guys will be Googling and searching for social workers and case managers in Orlando.
That part.
Duh. So I'm giving the Shay, remember the part I told you, Shay, I'm going to give an opportunity. Shay, that opportunity don't cost nobody nothing. Now, Shay, if they want to buy the HRA business in the box, great. But you guys can do this on your own tomorrow. I'll never forget. This is the last point I'm going to make before I show y'all my team. And if Letitia's in here, please come on the stage. Letitia Warren is the first person that ever made this work. When we first brought out the HRA, y'all, a year ago, Shay, believe it or not, it's been a whole year, Shay. I just got the message on Facebook. 1 year ago, I came on Clubhouse for the first time. And if you're in Clubhouse, join us on YouTube, guys. We're live with slides and everything. I came on Clubhouse and YouTube for the first time. And I literally explained what the HRA is. I said, you guys, yeah, I got a course. I got an ebook and all of that. But y'all can do this tomorrow if you just listen to what I'm telling you and you move at the speed of instruction. Mm-hmm. And I'll admit, Letitia did not do all of the things that I want her to do, meaning get a business, get an LLC. Nice. She just wanted to try it to see if it worked. And I literally just said, hey, talk about it everywhere you go. When you go to the gas station, when you see people in the grocery store, create flyers. And sure enough, the next day she was driving Uber because this is her side hustle. Yep. She picks up this gentleman from this ranky-dink hotel that looks really bad and ran down. As soon as the guy get in the car, she started the conversation. Hey, man, why you live here? This place looks bad. Talk to me about your life. She just kind of opened up. They started talking on their 20-minute drive. And before the ride was over, she said, man, you know what, sir? I have a better place for you to live if you don't want to live in this roach-infested motel. Absolutely. Yep. The guy lit up like a Christmas tree. He was like, oh, my God, really? You can move me somewhere else? She was like, yeah. Y'all, Letitia called me in a panic. She was like, Derek, I did what you said. But she said, Derek, I know where to send this guy. I just did what you told me to. I said, Letitia, I want this to work for you so bad. Ask the guy, is he willing to relocate to Kissimmee, Florida, and I'll house him myself. Make a long story short, she done the assessment the way we teach you to do. She got all the proper information. Then she called me and said, Derek, he's this old. He's on this kind of medications. His income is this. His family history is this. She gave me all of the information from the assessment that we teach you how to do in that course. And I said, I want this to work so bad, Letitia. I said, let me talk to him. Y'all, I spoke to that guy for 4 minutes, moved him in the next day. Letitia arranged for that guy to be dropped off. Guess what I did? Soon as he showed up, I'll never forget this. He had a dirty envelope with $700 in it. My rent at that time was only $640. When he gave me that $640, he cried like a baby. He couldn't believe. And if you've never seen my estate, my largest ILF, oh my God, it's really nice. Please go check it out and be nosy. Guys, he cried like a baby. He couldn't believe that he was going to be living in that nice place. And look what Letitia did, y'all. She didn't buy my product. Well, later on she did. But the next day she implemented, or what we call moving at the speed of instruction. She tried it the next day, y'all, and told the guy, I can house you. And she said, Derek, I panicked because when the guy said yes, I didn't know what to tell him. Y'all, she forgot.
She did. I remember.
I said, Letitia, here's the 5 most powerful words you can ever remember as an HRA. Now, why everybody write this down. And if you're real nice to me, somebody will put it in the chat and you will type it. Watch this because it's going to help everybody. When you live in Arkansas, when you live in Orlando, when you live in California and you get a call from somewhere completely different, the best thing you can do is what I told Letitia. Are you willing to relocate? That guy lived 2.5 hours away from where we were, y'all. I said, Letitia, I don't know if I can help you, but if this guy is willing to relocate, I house this guy myself because I want you to see that this will work. You caught me with a good guy. You did the assessment. I did an assessment. He pans out. Let's move him in.
Yeah.
Lucky for Letitia, her bill the next day was also due for her car that she bought to do Airbnb.
No,
Letitia, oh, no, I'm sorry, not Airbnb. Turo. Letitia also cried like a baby and said, Lord, I thank you. Now, thank you for Derek and what he taught us, but Lord, I thank you. I give you all the honor and all the praise. And that's the way we teach, all right? Don't thank me first. Thank God first. Then you can thank us if you see fit. And she cried like a baby because she moved at the speed of instruction. She heard me on a Monday night, y'all. Tuesday, she met the guy. Wednesday afternoon, we moved the guy in, y'all. Letitia Warren took somebody from homeless to hopeful without owning property, without renting property, without buying my program. Because she did exactly what I promised y'all 45 minutes ago, that I'm going to give y'all all the game. I'm going to show you how to do it. I'm going to give examples, but I'm going to give you an opportunity to get into it. God blessed us months later. I said, man, you know what? I want to help people so much. I'm going to tie a virtual assistant into this, and I'm going to train the VA to do what Jess does for me. So the way I turned my program over to Jess and Jess runs my program, that's what now all of the VAs do for you all. Instead of it being a $2,000 product, while it's on sale, it's only $597, y'all. And you get the VA, the curriculum, the course, the ebook, and the community. And we teach you how to make referrals outside of even where you live at. So ladies and gentlemen, if you guys enjoyed that and you understand how to be your own HRA agent and house the homeless or displaced without needing property, put a thumbs up or yes in the chat. Give me a thumbs up or a yes in the chat. I'm going to bounce over to Shay just real quick. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump over the show and introduce you guys to my team. And then there's a lot of questions in the chat. I'm ready to get to those because I love questions. So thank y'all for the questions and keep them coming because I'm going to literally let Shay go. And then I'm going to jump in and answer all of these questions. So guys, as you see right here, I just told you, it's usually $19.97 for the virtual assistant, the standard operating procedures, that's the SOPs of how to do this. That means if you bought this product and you never spoke to me again, or if you never even opened the first page of the book, give it to your VA because we give them the SOPs. They can run it without you. And that's what Jess does for me now, right? And also, I'm going to give you guys a phone number because if you're not ready now, but maybe later, 407, if you guys text this number, y'all can text my team whatever to this number and they'll help you. So 407-326-0086. You can type in the word HRA for more information or just to pay for it. You can type in the word IMB. Shay'll give you more stuff later. But last point here is that you get the course, the ebook, and normally that's $19.97. But while this crazy holiday sale is going on, only $5.97, y'all. And I'll land my plane there. Miss Shay, I think I fulfilled my promise, Shay.
I think
I gave the game,
listen,
I gave the opportunity, and I also gave a way to get into it, both for free and for us to give you a course.
You said it.
Call me a liar.
I can't listen. This has been so. Derek and I have this funny thing that we do before coming on the Clubhouse. We do like a dare. I dare you to, or I bet you won't. You know, so we always do different things before we come on, and he did it.
I'm telling you, I did it.
He did it.
I did it. And I just hope you all caught it, because as soon as Shay done, I'm gonna introduce you guys to my team.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and pull it up.
I love it. The fact of the matter that the HRA gives people the opportunity to join in helping individuals get housed. I mean, right now we're living in such a time where there are so many people that are struggling with housing insecurities, and I think this is what one of the benefits of that any individual can do. It's honestly, it's a heart's work. You get to help people come out of a bad situation into a good one. And as long as you're consistent again in every aspect of it, I think you'll do well. You just can't give up. You've just got to go for it and do your best. And again, join us, join our family, and let us show you how this thing works. We love it. This is what we do. This is we've seen so many lives change, so many people's outcomes be so different than what they were when we first met them. So I'm excited to see more people being the hands and feet of God and getting out there and helping those in need, whether it's by just even connecting them to appropriate housing or resources. So I'm excited. I am excited to introduce everybody to first. Can we introduce the people on the stage? Geez.
Absolutely. But I got a lot of questions. So let's kind of, zoom through that.
Quick. Let's just get, because we've got Lynette, the business maven here, and we've got Dornico. So just say, hey. Come on up, Lynette, say hello and greet the people really quickly. And then we're going to go ahead and answer all these questions, because there are a lot of questions in the chat.
That's awesome. Glad to hear that there are a lot of questions. Good evening, everybody. My name is Lynette Green. I am the business maven, accountant for the Forstons, both Shay and Derek, all of their businesses. A blessing to be a very small part in such a huge, huge conglomerate of business that's changing people's lives every day. I've missed you guys. I've missed coming on. I told Shay I've got to show up tonight and do my job.
So, do your job.
So here I am, and excited as always. Love to hear all the information. Love to keep myself on top of everything that my clients are doing. And I'm excited to be a part, and feel free to reach out if you've got questions. I know we're on several platforms tonight, but you can find my information on the Forston Consultants website, which I meant to tell you guys, I got a new client who saw my information on your website. I think they may have heard you guys a couple of times on Clubhouse. And they
Lynette sounds like Lynette owe me a referral fee, Shay.
Shay, listen, I thought about it long and hard before I decided to announce that tonight, because I knew Derek was going to say, run me my money.
That's it.
Hey, Alex, so we need to set up something on the webpage, and we'll talk about that through Digital Flow Solutions.
Yes.
And set up an affiliate link, so that people that purchase or even render services, that we have an affiliate link, so that other people that she's consulting or that she's doing business for, that we can also set her up to be able to say, hey, here's your affiliate link. If you know any other businesses or entrepreneurs that need assistance, give them my link, and give them your affiliate link. And if they render services through me utilizing your link, you do get a percentage. So it's all about, again, being that, advertising, guys. This is another way to advertise. You got it.
And everything that we offer is an affiliate too. So
and the last thing I wanted to say about that is what brings to mind is community, and keeping our finances in the community. So that we're able to create and build that money cycle. And it just keeps going and going and going, and we're all being blessed. There's so much business out here for us. So many people. Derek often quotes the scripture, the poor will have with us always, never an opportunity not to serve. So I'm excited, and I'll land my plane, or wait, we're not landing planes anymore. So
You
I'll
can.
stop there. And we'll let Dornico go so you guys can get to these questions. Bless everybody.
Absolutely.
Have great holidays. Just in case I don't see anybody or hear from, or you guys don't
Right? No,
see
we're
me.
not
But
gonna
I'll be
hold you.
back. I'll be back. I'm not quitting. I'm just saying.
Do
Happy
your
holidays.
job.
Good
Merry
stuff. Good
Christmas.
stuff.
If y'all
Always
miss
good to hear from
Lynette,
Lynette.
do your job in the
Yeah.
chat. Just type in the chat. Do your job.
It's a long
Lynette.
going inside joke.
Do
So
your job.
It
Do
is.
your
It
job. Do
is.
your job.
let's let D go real quick and I'll jump back in.
Hey, Dornico, go for it. Introduce yourself. Tell the people who you are, where you're at, and then we're gonna jump into these questions.
Hey, this is Dornico Rogel. I'm in the dark, y'all. I'm sorry.
No worries.
Just give
Just
it
give
that
us a
voice.
quick one.
It's all
Give us-
good.
He trying to get all
yeah.
you know.
I'm in Dayton, Ohio, operating out of 3 ILFs right now. Yeah, real busy. Yeah, same old, same old. Nothing different. Yeah, I've been enjoying the call, listening to you guys. Great opportunity for somebody that will take advantage of it, I think. Can't beat it. So yeah. It's cold, so I'm a little jealous of Orlando and Floridians and all y'all good weather and stuff. And then I'm amused when y'all say it's cold. I'll be like, for real?
Yeah.
Well, he
Our
started
cold
out
is
at
you guys is
41.
like warm time. Like if it
Yeah,
gets 50 or 60 here, we're panicking.
Well, it
Oh,
started out at 41 degrees today.
Yeah.
So
So it was pretty cold today. I like 40
we were a
something.
little nippish. We were a little nippish
we
today.
were at like 20 degrees this morning.
Bye, Dornico.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye, Dornico. Jump back into the conversation.
Right.
Hey, no, but just as a really cool teaching point, though, not to kind of go off too much, but right now is the time when people say, well, is there a greater time than any other to get into what you all do? The winter, right? Because where most of you all live, it's really cold outside. So can you imagine the 50-year-old or the 80-year-old sleeping outside
Yeah.
in 20-degree weather? So the winter time is probably the most important time, and that's when we see the most uptick in housing. Some of the kind of population that we serve, you all, they don't mind sleeping outside during the summertime, during spring. But when it's cold, they want to come in. So a lot of our calls go through the roof in the wintertime. Okay. So with that being said, I want to just kind of keep it rolling. I want to make sure, because this is actually a 90-minute room, and we've been doing a bad job at that. It's 7:17 already, and I'm going to go way over tonight.
Not
Hopefully
way
my
over,
team
we'll
will
go
be
for it.
okay
I
with
don't
that. But I definitely will be going over the 7:17 for
You
sure.
see Dornico?
I mean the 7:30 for sure. So let's do this, because I can probably zoom by the PowerPoint faster than I can get the questions. So let's do this. Now, just as an example again of how powerful these VAs are, I'll admit I haven't seen this PowerPoint yet. I just met with my team today and told them what I wanted. So I'm going to see this PowerPoint for the first time, like most of you all, but I trust my team so much, I'm not really worried about it. I know everything that I asked them for is probably going to be here. And if not, I'm going to put Alex on the spot and say, Alex, why am I missing something?
You can't blame Alex.
So here we go. So guys, meet my team. So right here is Miss Tara. Tara is my executive administrator, right? I'm going to show you guys how powerful these VAs are. Tara runs everything that we do. So Shay and I own 8 different businesses, right? Guess who's over all 8 of those? Tara. Guess who's over all of the VAs that Shay and I have? So not only do we own the company VA 101, which is Tara's baby, right? Tara is also over all of the staff that we have. So Shay and I have 8 VAs that are ours, but we have hundreds that we manage. And that's Tara's job, right? And just because I saw this, a real quick question, ILF stands for Independent Living Facility. ILF stands for Independent Living Facility. So Tara, again, is allowed to make decisions without me. Tara is the only one that if I'm not available or if Shay is not available, that she can make decisions. The other 7 have no right to do that, right? Tara also, as I just said, is the leader of VA 101. So when it comes to the staffing, the training, all of the back end stuff that you guys don't see, that's what Tara does. So, and again, I think I mentioned it, but they all kind of, I see how they did it. They kind of listed it out one by one. And I just kind of skipped ahead. But Tara also is our virtual assistant team kind of oversight. So all of the VAs, all of the businesses, Tara's over my personal schedule and business schedule. you will see how her and Jess work together. Jess is also over my personal schedule and my business schedule, but everything flows through the right hand of Tara. So Tara is like my right hand. Jess is my left hand, but Jess is also the left hand to Tara. So hopefully that makes sense. So Tara is the boss, everybody. So Tara, unlike most of our VAs, we actually call her boss. So we very rarely call her Tara. Everybody else is on first name basis, but Tara, her name is boss. So she's the executive administrator. Okay. And I'll be honest, Tara and everybody started out at $4 an hour, but the longer you're with us and depending on what role you play, that can go higher. Yeah. Tara does not make $4 an hour or 5 or 6. She's kind of up there. Okay. Jess right here is Jess is a genius in all kinds of ways, right? Jess is our customer service extraordinaire. Yes. She's my personal and business assistant. And she's also multi-talented with multi-tasks that we give her. So Jess works in multiple businesses that we have. I'm going to show you some VAs today that only work in one business. Jess works in about 4 different businesses that we have, including customer service, including my personal schedule, my business schedule, and my strategy calls. So probably over half of you on this call tonight have spoken to Jess one time or another. And if you have, type the word Jess in the chat. If you ever spoken to Jess in the chat, type in JESS. A lot of the strategy calls and discovery calls, Jess is booking that for me. Jess also runs Second Chance Housing. So the whole HRA thing that I talked about today, guess who runs my HRA? Jess, not me. So I gave y'all the example earlier that Jess this week already has made 2 referrals and she did a placement inside of our facility. And you guys know that we don't hide stuff, right? We talk numbers. Referrals for us is $300 per. 300. That's 600. And then one placement for us was 700. That was in 1 week, y'all. That's what Jess did. So Jess is my customer service extraordinaire, personal and business assistant, and she's multi-talented because she does multiple things throughout different businesses. Mary is also kind of the right hand to Tara. Mary runs VA 101, our staffing agency. Mary does all the interviewing, a lot of the back end stuff. She does the talent resourcing for us, right? So when we tell you guys that we don't just give you a VA, guess who's vetting these VAs to make sure that their resume matches up with who they say they are? Mary does that, right? HR department oversight. So the HR part, in terms of how to manage your VA with all of the back end stuff, Mary handles that. If you got a problem with your VA, the email will probably go to Tara, but Mary is going to handle it. Client and customer interviews. Again, that's exactly what Mary does. But guess who done this job before Mary? Me and Shay. When we started VA 101, guys, a little bit over a year ago, Shay and I did all the interviews. We did the training. We did the scouting. That got old. I know from my teaching, from my coaches, that my job is to build it, organize it, document, and delegate it. That means I'm going to build a business. I'm going to organize it. I'm going to document the whole process, and I'm going to delegate it to somebody else when we get it real good. Yep. That's the last part. That's my favorite. So when Shay and I got all the kinks out of it, we worked out all of the kinks. Some of y'all have been with us long enough to where we did your interview, but most of y'all, we did not. Mary did your interview. In fact, put yes in the chat if Mary did your interview with your VA.
Tanya Mitchell on Facebook said, I
love Mary. Tell me how professional Mary was, Tanya. Tell me how great she was dressed for your interview. Listen. Talk about it, Shay. Very professional.
She is just a gem. I tell people all the time, she's so polished. All of our virtual assistants have their own special little place, and their intricacies in what they do. Jess is if you tell Jess to do something, don't change your mind within 10 seconds because it's probably already done once you've asked her to do it.
Yep.
So that's Jess's thing. She'll jump to a task so quick that you don't even have time to change your mind. Tara is innovative. She's the boss. She gets things done. All of our VAs get things done. Mary is polished. She's poised. We can sit her in front of our most higher, echelon clients, and she gets that she can seamlessly cultivate and nurture that relationship. Yeah, I'm loving it. Go for it. Next.
I typed the word calm. So Mary is
Yes.
cool and calm.
I love that, Derek.
Right? So next, I'm gonna let Shay start it out. Shay, what does April do for us?
Listen, April is content. April is our content extraordinaire. She gets all of our social media, videos, audio, anything that we need done.
Look at how
in
Tara
regards
worded it,
to-
Shay. The social media maven.
Lynette,
I
you
love
heard it? Lynette, did you see
Tara
this?
did that. So Tara put this whole thing together, y'all.
Media
Tara,
Amazing.
Tara, I need about $20. That's it. That's it.
But she is, guys, like she does all of she's big on finding things that are trending. So if there's social media post or content that she needs that is trending in the social media realm, she would say, hey Derek, I need you to shoot something that looks more like this. Or
Yep.
hey Shay, I need you to do something that looks like
Yep.
this. Hey, can you get this done? This is what's
Yep.
trending. We need to move in this direction.
Yep.
So that is
all
what
the
makes her-
Instagram, all
Yeah.
the Facebook stuff, those YouTube clips, those YouTube reels. Shay's got a lot of content that's been coming out over the last 3 days. So make sure you're following us on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. But Shay now, because usually y'all see a lot of me.
Yeah.
Shay is kind of getting a lot of content that's coming out, and I'll admit, y'all, she getting more views than me. I don't know what's up with that,
Because
but Shay getting more views than me, y'all. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, April. And guys, look how, not joking anymore, right? But look how Tara worded all of this.
Yeah,
Social
Tara
media maven. April is the genius responsible for the eye-catching post and engaging content you see on our social media channels. Her creative flair and dedication keep our online presence thriving.
Woo,
Guys, I could have wrote that.
I'm gonna need talk. Listen, talk
Y'all
to-
serious? Digital marketing dynamo. I'm probably saying that wrong. Shay, how you say that word?
Yeah, digital marketing dynamo.
Dynamo.
Wow, a splash of creativity. So all of the social media presence that we have, that comes from April. But watch this. For everybody that caught our live on what it was last, I think it was Monday or last Saturday, we share April with somebody else. Watch this. All of my VAs only work for me except April.
Yep.
Watch this. So if you're in this room, you should be going,
Listen,
that's an idea.
How can I do that?
So 2 people share April. So Francesca Dawson, who's like
Who
our
was here
sister, we
yesterday.
love her.
She was here.
She works for Francesca. Guess who runs Francesca business? The vacation, what is it? Vacation Escape?
The travel agent.
The name of it. Oh Lord, Frankie gonna kill me.
Snapshot Escape.
Snapshot Escapes. Francesca is a travel agent, y'all, but guess who run that business? April. Guess who does her social media? April. So April and I work together. April and Francesca work together. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, she's with Francesca for a certain amount of time. She comes to us Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at a certain amount of time. She's off Thursday and Friday with Francesca. She works for us full-time Thursday and Friday. See how that makes sense?
Yeah.
Oh, also, Shay, just in case we hadn't said it, if you want a VA from us, the normal price is $697, but during the crazy sale, the VA by itself is just $197. So that's a no-brainer, right? You guys should be getting a couple VAs, right? And then just deferring them until later. Only $197. So Alex, put the link in the chat for the 1 VA and also for the 2 VAs. And if people want to share it, you just let Alex know in the chat and we'll send y'all separate invoices. No problem.
Or Alex, you can go ahead and also put the text number and what they can text in the chat for
Yep.
VA.
And I'm going to let Shay introduce this next person because she's special to Shay.
Oh, this is my one and only.
Jillian!
Jillian is A1. Oh my God. She is a well-degreed Juris Doctorate degree. And this is my lawyer, my attorney that runs the Angela Denise Foundation. Jillian's sole job for me is, again, it's nurturing relationships within the community with community activists as well as our community leaders. And she also is someone that goes hunting for opportunities for us to partner with other communities and community funds. So with that being said, she is our grant sourcer. So she goes out looking for new grant opportunities. Not only does she go out looking for them, she also makes sure that our vision and mission are in alignment with those grants. And then she goes ahead and starts pursuing those grants. Jillian is the boss of me at the Angela Denise Foundation.
Exactly.
Where she's like, I need this and I need it in 10 minutes. Shay, I need this and I need it in 5 minutes. Okay, you're running out of time, Shay. I need it now.
We work for the VAs, y'all.
Yes,
That's how that works.
Love,
really.
love working with Jillian. She is awesome. She's very a forward thinker. She's someone that knows how to research well. She knows how to navigate this space, and this is something that is very new to her. I invested in some coaching for Jillian, and it wasn't very detailed or in-depth coaching as the business maven and I did. It was nowhere near like that, Lynette. But she's taken the information that I've given her and the training that she's received, and she's taken it to a whole nother level. Jillian has already sourced us grants from different community funds, some of which I'm not to share because it's in their in the small detail that they don't want you to share. They just want to give the grants, and she's been able to accumulate in the first quarter of this year. Second quarter of the year, she was able to acquire over $3,000 in grants that were amazing, that we were able to utilize to help and house those that are in need, some women that well deserved it. So that is Jillian. Jillian is
I love it.
a complete rock star, and
Yep.
I am just blessed to have her as a part
She
of the
runs the Angela
Foundation.
Denise Foundation from that side.
Oh, and you know what else she does, Derek? I forgot. She's big on statistics, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I am too. So she
Especially with
helps
that committee
us-
that
yeah.
you're doing.
So she helps me with my committee as well in pulling data from all of our ILF partners all over the nation, so we can report that information out as we, go we do it biannually. So we gather that data and we review it, look at ways to better the ILF, how we can go into other cities and those ILFs and help them do a better job at what they're doing in their housing model, which again reflects the Forston Consultant ILF model. All right, that's it.
Absolutely. And just really quick, I want to answer this question that just came through the chat.
Go for it.
Somebody said, I want to read it actually. I don't want to screw it up. Somebody was asking about getting a VA. Then they also mentioned wanting the HRA. Don't forget, guys, the HRA business in the box comes with a VA. So we give you a VA complimentary. Okay. And then she asked, well, what if I want another one? No problem, because that's actually very smart of you. So we let people buy these VAs and use them later. So a lot of people, because the VAs are on sale, they're getting multiple VAs, right? But they're saying, Derek, I only want one VA now, and I'll defer the other VA 6 months from now. So we allow people 6 months to defer that VA. And if you need longer, just let us know. But it's very smart to get the VA now today for only $197 versus the $697 when we go back to January 1st. Exactly. So to the lady that asked that question, yes, the HRA comes with the VA because I give it to you, right? I want you to succeed. You're just responsible for the $4 an hour that it's going to take to operate the VA. But if you want another one, no problem. Still only $197. And for the people that want to defer the VA to later, again, no problem. If I were you, I would get 2 of them, right? Get 2 VAs. That way, again, you can defer later for when you actually want them. Because most people, when they get one VA, they want another one sooner or later. Okay. Yeah. That's how I ended up with 8 of them. Where at one point we actually had 12. Yes. And then it got dwindled down to 8. Okay. Because once we learned more about AI tools and certain other things, we was able to slim it down a little bit. Okay. Correct. So who's after Jillian? Ooh, Danish. Wait. Right before we go to Danish, did you talk about the community engagement, Shay, with her, about how she's building the relationship in the community for you?
Yes, I did.
Perfect. Talk about Danish and how powerful he is to Digital Flow Solutions.
So you always hear us when we talk about virtual assistants, how we put a timeline on or a scheduled time frame for a virtual assistant to work, right? I tell people, if you want to go under that time that we tell you to do, like if you want to go under 5 hours, 6 hours a day, you end up getting what we call a freelancer, right? A freelancer is somebody that you, and I'm gonna spill a little beans here, Derek, that you don't monitor. They have a set wage, and they are given tasks, and they are to return those tasks at that deadline time. Danish is that to us. He is a part of our team though. So again, like it's a little different from a freelancer, but he started out as a full-time freelancer with us, and he helped us build digital flow solutions. Initially it was myself and Teresa, which was one of our other VAs at the time, who has gone on to be a full-time entrepreneur and run several businesses with her husband. So we are super excited that we got to see Teresa transition to full-time, like for real, just business booming Teresa. Okay. But Danish is the one that we brought in to help us really build and scale digital flow solutions. There were some back end things that I did not have the capacity, or Teresa didn't have the capacity to build. And so we partnered and found Danish, and Teresa played a big role in that process, in the interviewing, the decision making of who we brought on for this role. So he is our web developer. He is our automation specialist. He helps us with automations, integrating different platforms into digital flow solutions so that there's a seamless transition and workflow. People that have already partnered with us and have seen how our system works in regards to like your meetings and all of that stuff being on like this generated process. He's helped. I show what I want to happen and I build it out, and he creates it. Right. So I give him the blueprint. He goes out and he builds the building. So this is something that Danish does for us and with us. Danish is again, he's a great developer for all things web and integrations, automations, triggers, funnels. Anything you can think of, I can take it to Danish and say, hey, can you make this happen? If he says no, I'll say, can you try a little harder? and we usually get somewhere close to what I'm looking for, but we end up getting where I need it. So
So last year, a lot of you guys heard me talk a lot about, moving into the automation and workflow integration. Guys, I didn't know how to do any of that stuff. Remember what I told y'all 45 minutes ago, that we hired the skill set that we need? So when I wanted to say, so when this big head of mine said, you know what, I want a digital marketing company. I want to be able to help entrepreneurs, CEOs, and people that have companies and businesses expand their business. Guys, I can't do any of that stuff. I don't know how to do automations. I can't do workflows and all of that stuff and website development. So we went to Pakistan to do that.
Yeah.
Listen to me, guys. We went to Pakistan, and I didn't drive and I didn't fly. Tara and Mary, because they run VA 101, they sought out this talent. And they found Danish, not me, not Shay. You guys are going to meet Alex here in just a minute. Alex is from Nigeria.
And he's on stage. So wave, Alex. Just give him a little wave.
I don't think they can see him though, right?
Yeah,
We have to pull
Alex
him up,
is up.
actually.
I already did.
He's actually on stage?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I see. Oh, now I do. So I'm actually let Alex even speak to you all, right? But right before we do that, we're going to talk about Alex and what he does. So Alex is also in charge of our lead generation. So we call him the lead generation guru. So no matter what kind of business you have, how can you get customers? Some of y'all are texting right now to that phone number we gave y'all, a mile a minute. He's answering all of that stuff. So he's our lead generation. He's Danish's right-hand man. So he's also in that development and the workflows. He's my Clubhouse assistant, my LinkedIn assistant, my Twitter assistant, and my YouTube assistant. So everything that we need when I'm live on stage talking to somebody, Alex is going to be able to help y'all, because guess who can't talk and send you a link at the same time? Me. I ain't good at that, y'all. So if you guys ever did lives with me and I didn't have a VA on here with me, you guys would never get links or any information in the chat. I can't do that stuff at the same time. He's a strategist extraordinaire. So a lot of our strategies and back end stuff, and hey, Alex, how can we send somebody this when they type in this word? He does that stuff. And he's also a part of Digital Flow Solutions. So like most of our VAs, guys, they're involved in at least 3 businesses. Jillian is the only VA that we have that is only catered to Shay and the Angela Denise Foundation. Everybody else has multiple roles that they play with me, right? And with our businesses. Because as y'all know, I can be very demanding when it comes to the things that we want, right? But I'm the greatest boss ever. Believe that. I'm very nice.
I'm better.
I'm a reasonable guy, as Otis used to say, right? But listen, this is exactly what keeps our business flowing. When we were off, watch this. When my brother passed away November 20th, it bust our hearts wide open. We were sad. We were down. We were a little bit depressed. We shut down for like 2 weeks. The only time we ever went missing from going live in I don't know how many years was November 28th. My brother passed away. Some of y'all know it. Some of y'all don't. So if you did it, my partner in crime, who I used to teach this with, my brother Otis Forston, we've been teaching this together since what, 2017, 18? My brother passed away, y'all, just here a few weeks ago. Okay. We did this together. And I almost forgot what point I was making with that.
The VAs, how the VAs stepped in.
But the VA stepped in because we took a break for 2 weeks. Business kept running. Requests for websites kept coming in. Requests for other things kept coming in. None of that stops. The world don't stop for me just because something happened tragic in my family. And because we had VAs, y'all, business just kept going. Yep. Schedules were still being made. Jess was still making my schedule, just not that week or the next one. But all of y'all eventually got scheduled. In fact, a lot of y'all on my schedule this week, and it should have been 2 weeks ago, but my brother passed away. Okay? Because of these VAs, guys, they gave me time to mourn. Y'all know how we joke and we play and we joke around all the time. This is where I be serious at. While we were mourning and kind of struggling through that process, my VA stepped up to the plate and handled everything.
And did an amazing
all
job.
of the appointments, selling people stuff, answering inquiries, answering the telephone. Guys, I didn't talk to nobody for 2 weeks. As much as I talk and run this big mouth, I didn't talk to nobody for 14 days when that happened to me. But guess who kept talking to people? Tara, Mary, Jess. Now, Alex is in a role where he don't talk to a bunch of people. Danish is in a role where he never talks to our customers. Jillian, well, no, I'm lying. Jillian calls people all the time. Yeah. So Alex, Danish, and who else, Shay? April never talk to our customers. They're in a role to where they don't speak to our people per se. They don't need to. Alex is going to speak to you guys in just a minute to introduce himself so that you know he ain't no ghost and that he's real. But our other VAs, they must be able to get on the phone, sound great, and communicate what our mission is and who we are and what we do. Okay? And that's Alex. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is our team. And last but not least is Hannah. Hannah was actually the first virtual assistant that we ever hired. Hannah was numero one. Hannah does something a little bit different, though. Watch this. At VA 101, we got 3 services. One is one VA. We give you one VA. We give you the course. We give the ebook and the curriculum and the onboarding. All of that's involved in that. Or you can get 2 VAs. Same stuff. Or you can say, Derek, you know what? I want a VA, but I want y'all to manage that VA. I don't want to really talk to the VA. I don't want to really have meetings with the VA. I just want stuff done. That's called our done-for-you service. So a lot of our entrepreneurs and some of our pastors and bishops and people that are really busy, that don't have time to be communicating with no VA, we take on all of that. And we have something that's called the done-for-you service. It's $1,400 a month, and we take care of the payroll. We take care of the management. We take care of what else, Shay? Shay can probably explain it better. Everything.
Task delegation.
You do nothing.
You
just work with the VA.
Like I said, if there's any, minor training that needs to be done to complete one of your tasks.
Payroll, we pay the VA. Everything is on us. It's called the done-for-you service. We manage, we do the payroll, we do your meetings, we do your quarterly meetings, and we take the assignments from you if that's how you want to do it. So some people give us the assignments, we give it to Hannah and manage it. But some people say, no, Derek, I want the done for you, but I want to be involved. I want to meet with that VA every day. Absolutely. But y'all handle everything because you pay her, you manager, you get the hub staff, you get the wise pay, you get the last pass. Some people don't want to deal with none of that.
Yep, they don't want to have to keep up with this.
Yeah, we got doctors that do what we do in terms of housing the homeless, but they don't want to deal with the VA. They busy. So we manage that VA for them. So that's our done-for-you service. And that's, again, what Hannah does, social media, lead generation, and client-centric collaboration. That's just a big old word for, again, how do we bring in more business? How do we build relationships for other people, right? How do we do that? And guys, thank y'all so much, but that is my team. Congratulations. And because they do a great job, they put them all together. Now, let's let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, perfect. So that's everybody. And guys, that's our. Now, why did they put Shay on here? I don't know, but I'm glad because I look good by myself sometimes. But I'm gonna tell them they didn't add Shay to it. But guys, this is my team. Shay,
I'm
we
trying
are
to figure
way
out why
over.
I'm not on there.
I'm telling you, Lynette,
No excuses.
call Tara
Okay.
tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
See how easy it is for me to say call Tara tomorrow? I didn't build this. So call Tara tomorrow.
You see how he threw Tara under the bus, Alex?
But watch this, y'all. As quick as I can, from now to 8 o'clock, let's try to answer some of these questions, Shay.
You're just gonna let the
You can
Alex
start from the
introduce
bottom
himself.
or the top, but I want to try to answer most of these questions as I can. And Alex, introduce yourself real quick and let's pretend that the people did not hear me. So tell them who you are, what you do, and how much we love you, big bro.
Hello, everyone. My name is Alex Chukwu from Nigeria. And I must say, this is always a very exciting room, and I'm always glad to be on here. I'm very lucky to work for Forston Consultants, first of all, because they are very self-driven individuals, and I'm always happy to play my part, which is working on the back end, like you said. I don't talk to anybody, but I receive instruction and I move at the speed of instruction. So that is just what I do, able to implement a couple of plans that they have going on and able to, you know, hone my skills. Forston Consultants has given me that opportunity to put myself out there on the back end and help to make digital flow solution to be something that has come on live today. So I just do the website creation, lead generation, manage the social media, everything going on the back end of digital flow solution. That is what I do. Also, I'm also the live session partner to Mr. Derek. So most of the things you see in the chat, we put it on there. And also, I'm very happy for the opportunity to also be able to be part of something great. So thank you all, and it's good to see you all. Thanks.
Go ahead, Alex. We're gonna put you on the phone.
My guy, Alex. Now put yes in the chat if you want an Alex or something like
You
that.
can't have Alex.
You can't have my
Just say
guy,
that.
but put yes in the chat if you want somebody that, as he said, moves at the speed of instruction. Notice how he's quoting stuff that I say all the time. That means that we're family. We work together. Alex and I kind of got the same, you know what I mean? He's way more techier than me because, again, Alex is the guy that I'm going to give my ideas to. Watch this. A VA will allow you to just spew your ideas out and they make it come to life. Most of the ideas that come to my head, y'all, I can't put them together myself.
Yeah.
That's why I need an Alex, right? So when I wanted a social media business and a website creation business, I can't do that stuff, but I found out that Alex is great at it. So we leverage his skill set to do so, okay? So I'm going to the top, Shay. I'm going to start at the very top.
I have them. I have them. Just look
That's
at
the first one I'm on now. And actually, I answered that one in the chat, but we can still
Yep,
do it.
Just look at the screen.
So Songs of Destiny said, so you're paying the VA while they working for us. So we're not paying the VA, no, but you are. So that's what you mean, yes. So the VA, a minimum of 6 hours a day, and it's $4 an hour. So if you're referring to the HRA business in the box, literally what you're paying for, that $597 is for the course, the ebook, and the curriculum and the community. We gift you the virtual assistant. That's on me. But you're responsible for the $4 an hour and those systems that we told you about. Alex, also do this, big bro. Put in the chat that 7-minute video and also give people an opportunity to set up a strategy call with that. We have a 7-minute video, guys, that explains our VA process. And also you can set up a call.
The one for VA 101.
And we can talk about it. So that's for VA 101 when you only just want a VA. Just a VA and you can do your own thing with it, right? That's only $197 for that one VA. But the HRA business in the box is $597. The regular price is $2,000. Okay. And again, it comes with the VA because that's complimentary. And again, we're going to give you the SOPs, the how-to, the curriculum, and the community. All right. So yes, you're going to pay $4 an hour. Next question.
I do want to say this, and that starts at $4 an hour, right? So a lot of people, and this is outside of the HRA, what I want you to know is when you're getting or looking for a virtual assistant, depending on the it depends on the genre or the the skill set that you need your virtual assistant to have will
Yep.
kind of fluctuate that hourly rate. Okay. It depends on what you're looking for that VA to do. Prime example, we have one that is an editor, a book editor and writer. That's more than $4 an hour, right? Because they're writing and really
SEO and all of that. Yeah.
they're editing books for an actual author. So that's a little different. We have someone that's doing full media content for a investigative reporter. So they're helping do B-roll and all of that stuff and editing this footage for this reporter. So that, of course, is more than $4 an hour. So it all depends on the
starting
skill
at
set.
$4
so
an
we
hour.
say starting at $4 an hour because it's going to depend on what you need your VA to do.
But I'll tell you guys this right now, though, right? Out of everybody that comes to us to get a VA, 98% of them is $4 an hour. Most of y'all don't even want something that's going to be more than that. Those other people that it's more than that, they want real difficult stuff. So again, just to kind of calm y'all back down, 98% of most people that come to us, you guys are going to pay $4 an hour. But if you want something that's outside of that skill set, that may tip into a 5, 6, 7, maybe $10 an hour. Because prime example, today of what Tara is to me today, if I was to hire Tara just from scratch today, that's like $10 an hour, $12 an hour right now. Right now, I don't pay that, but I'm just saying that skill set can get up there. But most of you guys are going to land at about $4 an hour. Okay. Next question was, so are you saying to do multiple tasks, we need to hire more than one VA? That just depends, right? Because with us, most of my VAs are involved in multiple things, but they didn't start that way. So day one, they got one job. But as they get great at it and they accomplish it and get better and better at it, we add to it. So Jess started from day one doing HRA, answering phones. That's it. But now Jess houses people. She's HRAing. She's customer service. She's over my personal schedule, my business schedule. She books flights for us, hotels. She books Ubers. If I want to take Shay to dinner, which we probably going to dinner Friday night, baby, Jess gonna book that. I don't book my own dinner appointments. I'll say, Jess, I want to go to Ruth Chris on Sand Lake Boulevard Friday at 6. Call the place and set up the appointment thing. Jess gonna call me back in 3 minutes and say, Mr. Derek, appointment all set. You and Shay are good to go for the Ruth Chris on Sand Lake. They'll see you guys at 8.
Yep.
Thank you, Jess. My massage therapist, I don't call that anymore. Guys, I done got bougie now, right?
I'm gonna have to put
I don't call my own appointments no more to get my massage for me and Shay. Hey, Jess, can you call our favorite place and book me and Shay a 90-minute massage?
I got something for you real quick. So like
That's
right now, Lynette, listen to this. My brother and his fiance are in town. They flew in and they got in last night. Here until deep in the new year. And he called me today and he's like, I need this, I need this, I need that, I need this. Can you set up this? I want to go get a massage. I want the same ladies that you and Derek use. I want this, I want that. So guess what? I nicely gave him Jess's number. And I said, please call Jess. Tell her that I'll let her know that my brother will be calling her to set up some of our same the people that we work with when we go for our massages and stuff. So he's like, you for real? I'm like, yes.
Yep.
The reason why I did that is, check this, y'all. I want to show you how slick I am. My brother and my dad just opened up a restaurant. My brother is a commercial fisherman in Bermuda. Okay. So they have 2 businesses, and guess who they tried to use as the virtual assistant? Me. Me.
And she ain't got time for that.
I don't have time. So I haven't posted since the 28th, since Otis passing, for their restaurant. So they're already like, well, what happened to the post? And I'm like, y'all need a virtual assistant. So I'm gonna have him interacting with my virtual assistant while he is here on vacation.
Genius.
So that he can see the importance of utilizing a virtual assistant. And then I'm also get his fiance involved in it too, so that she can kind of, nudge, help him out a little bit. So yeah. So that's what I'm doing. So I just wanted to share that. So yeah.
Training on the down low. That's what you're doing. Training on the down low.
Yep. All right. Next question from Ms. Brooklyn says, I also answered this one in the chat, but I'll say it out loud as well. What do you suggest we use to research the cities and states and ILF or referral program would best fit? What do you suggest we use to research? So if I'm understanding you correctly, you're going to use your zip code. So when I'm teaching this to people in terms of where do you find your funnel system, meaning the hospitals or the social service providers, use your zip code and type in the word mental health hospital, or type in the word social services, or type in the word housing. So if your zip code is 33859, type in 33859 social services, 33859 mental health hospitals, 33859 substance abuse units, 33859 the Salvation Army, right? So any social service you can think of, any mental health hospital in your city, this is going to be your funnel system, right? And that's how you do that. Okay. So if I hit that just correctly, I hope I did. If I did it, you let me know. But Shay, next question, because I'm trying to do this by 8 o'clock.
Next question's up.
Yep. So next one says, how much do you? Nope, that ain't the next one. I just did that one.
Nope. Read it.
My screen's showing the same one still.
It shouldn't.
How much do you suggest we have for the other things we need outside of purchasing your program? How much do you suggest we should have
in finances outside of opening outside of paying for coaching? What else should they have in reserves to kind of push?
And this is for HRA or ILF?
HRA, I'm assuming.
Brooklyn, if you're still here, just put in the chat real quick, HRA or ILF? Because if it's HRA, it's a business in a box. It all comes together. Just like the ILF Mastery Blueprint, they're both businesses in a box. So it kind of comes with everything you need. Now, I can think of some additional things if I can just know which one you're talking about.
Website. So hosting fees for a website. I can answer this one. Hosting fees for a website, payroll for your virtual assistant, any type of
trainings that you may buy them
trainings, subscriptions for, platforms that you and your virtual assistant may need to use, whether it's to communicate or to edit or anything like that, whether it's, just software. It's going to be software subscriptions.
Perfect. Next question. Love it.
Lynette's trying to make me work, Derek.
And hopefully you guys are really getting value from this, because this is usually a 90-minute room, but I don't want to leave until we answer every question. So let's keep it going.
All right. I'm looking. And I
can scroll as well, just in case if I catch one.
So someone asked, this is co-ed or male or female? So that all depends. I can answer this one.
Sure.
It depends on the companies or the ILFs or the ALFs or the group homes that you partner with, what they're looking for and what clientele they take. So it automatically will depend on the relationships that you're cultivating and who you are sending those clients to, what type of housing they provide. Now, if you're talking about an ILF, which is an independent living facility that you will own, operate, and run, we teach this several ways. Derek and I house women. Derek houses men. Yeah. We do currently have a co-ed house.
We do.
Very strange, but for us, but it works well. The clients are doing well together. They are very, it's a great synergy in that home. We won't change it. But it's not something that we will redo. Like if those two women decided to move out, we would not replace with two more females, depending on
some people love co-ed, right? So if you guys remember my brother Otis, he loved co-ed. My brother believed co-ed brings balance.
He sure did.
I believe co-ed brings a party. But look how we both kind of did it, but our perspective was a little bit different. And obviously with co-ed, Otis always did the older people. Not that they're not about their hanky-panky too, but with the younger people, that's for sure a party, right? But the older people, that's going to be more stable. So yes, it's okay to go co-ed if you choose to.
Wait there.
You like that hanky-panky?
I knew she was. I knew somebody was going to catch it. I knew somebody was going to.
You like that hanky-panky, huh?
They're not. I mean, honestly, you really see the difference when you do co-ed. And it's all about the assessment, right? You have to assess well, and you have to know the people that you already have, whether it's males. You have to know who's in the home. Like prime example, Lynette, the one house that we have here that we kind of took over, it was co-ed. But the personalities, the way the women are very not codependent, but it's like a brother sister type of atmosphere in that house. They are looking out. The older gentlemen are looking out for their somewhat higher, older female sister, their sisters. So it's very brother sister in that house. And it's really cool to see it. But again, you just got to really assess well when it
Yeah.
comes to that. If you're going to be an ILF provider that is doing the co-ed model, you've got to
stuff.
stick by the rules, my friend.
Yep.
You got to stick by the
Got to
rules.
have structure, right? Because if you don't have structure, it's going to be a party.
Oh yeah, it will be.
Next question was, how much is the referral fee? So that's a personal preference to you, right? Some people charge $100. Some people charge 200, 300. Some people charge the whole first month's rent, meaning that when you make a referral, when that guy moves in, you're charging the whole $750. And then the next month, that guy now picks up rent. Now, I don't do that. I charge $300, but everybody's different, right? So I would suggest starting out at a lower cost to win people over first and then start raising it. So I started at $150, then I went to $300. But now if
Right.
somebody gets a referral from me, or if I pay for a referral, I'll pay up to $300. Now somebody called me and said, well, Derek, I charge $600. Well, great luck. Have a good day.
Right.
Everybody's got their own preference of what they'll pay. But if you got empty beds, why wouldn't you pay $600?
Well,
So I view that a different way if you got empty beds. Now, I just kind of say, for me, this is what I do. I don't have to take referrals if I don't want to. But if somebody called me with a 75-year-old male who's stable, on medication, and does well in life, all he needs is a roof over his head, I'm taking that guy all day long and I'll pay for it. So I'll pay somebody for the great work that they're doing in the community by referring that guy to me. So
Right.
that's the incentive. So yes, you're going to Miss Nikki nursing lifestyle. You're going to come up with that own fee yourself. Okay.
and it's
Personal
really based-
preference.
and based on your community.
Yeah.
You'll see what people are willing to pay. You
When-
may get 100 no's. I'm
Yeah.
not paying.
When I
that.
first started, I remember the first referral fee that I ever paid. The gentleman charged the whole first month's rent and half of second month's rent. I was like, wow, this is crazy. But that's the same story that gave me the idea to develop the HRA for other people. So if you've never heard that whole story of how I tell that and how God was like, Derek, show people how to house the homeless with no houses. And I was like, huh? I'm talking to God like, God, really? And God was like, Derek, remember when the guy called you for that client and when you took him, he charged you twice the first month and next month? You got all mad about it? Derek, that's a business. Now you teach that to other people.
Yep.
Wow. Put a 7 in the chat if you like that. So again, instead of me teaching that to myself, I said, okay, God, I'll do that. And literally, that's what developed the HRA.
And can I also share what developed the HRA too? What ended up happening is we had a lot of people that started as ILF providers, right? They got into their homes were full, they kept receiving phone calls. And what they ended up doing is they saw that we had a community that was already established and they were in similar areas. And that question, are you willing to relocate, right? And they were able to replace those individuals that were on their wait list for over 3 months. So what we had is we had 3 ladies that were in our ILF community that were in the same state, different cities. They were able to reconnect or rehouse those individuals that had sat on their wait list for over 2 to 3 months. They realized that, hey, like I'm not benefiting this individual by holding them on a wait list, and my wait list is not changing. Like I'm still full. I can't, I don't know what else to do. Like I'm full. My beds are not freeing up. So let me see who I can partner with. And then we all had a meeting. We discussed what it looked like, and we then created the HRA around them and ourselves because we also did too. We have 10 houses here that are all full. And we've got people that we're training here locally that need beds, but our relationships don't know them. So what better way than to bridge the gap of the relationship than by extending our residents that are on our wait list to these individuals? Why hold people on a wait list when you have an ILF and you're in a community with other ILF providers that can house these individuals and pretty much have the same product that you have, right? The same product, they're being taught by the same people. So this is where that HRA came up from in that. Derek, back to you, sir.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
New question up on the screen.
The question is the HRA a list of companies to refer people to? HRA stands for Housing Referral Agency, Tay, and you probably got it now. That was a while ago.
Yeah.
But that stands for Housing Referral Agency, which gives you the ability to house people and house the homeless and the displaced, still make money, still make an impact in your community, but you never need the real estate. It's about building relationships around you. So if you watch our free webinar, Alex, if you can put the free webinar in the chat as well for the HRA, it's only 14 minutes long, right? And it teaches you how to build an ecosystem around you.
Correct.
I even talked about it tonight, building those Facebook groups, posting every day that this is what you do. So that when people call you, and especially if you buy the program, you're going to be in a community, right? And if not, again, we still teach you on the free webinar how to build an ecosystem around you of people that already have the real estate. You got the connections. Remember the game of monkey in the middle I told you about?
Yeah.
You're just a liaison. Monkey in the middle, you're in the middle. On the left side is the social workers and the case managers calling you for housing. On the right side is all the people with the real estate who can house them. You're the liaison, the guy in the middle. And imagine being paid for that. So again, guys, like I think man, like even though the ILF Mastery Blueprint is probably my favorite product because that's what most people get. They want the one-on-one coaching and they want to be the operator. I truly believe there's no better product than our HRA. The HRA removes every excuse that you can't do this. Derek, I can't buy no house. No problem. Derek, I can't rent no house. No problem. Do you mind talking to people? Do you mind building relationships? Can you open your mouth and tell people you provide housing? Because that's all this takes. And even if you're scared to do it, I give you a dadgum VA. How powerful is that? So when I noticed a few months after dropping this course, I was like, you know what? Some people scared to get on that telephone, Derek. Derek, some people scared to make phone calls. Derek, some people stutter and can't talk like me. God, I stutter real bad if y'all ain't caught it.
Sometimes I just don't want to talk.
Shay ain't somebody that just want to jump on the phone and talk to people. Now, you won't believe that if you meet her, but just pick up the phone to do business and talk to people as a cold call, that ain't really that ain't Shay game, y'all. But when I quit my job and say, Shay, I found what's going to save our life. I had to get on the phone stuttering. Hello, y'all. My name is Derek. I have a housing program by the name of Click. People were hanging up on me, y'all, because I couldn't even speak.
Yeah.
I said, God, you got to help me get it out. And that sounds like this. Hello, good morning. May I speak to the Director of Social Work? My name is Derek Forston. I have a program by the name of Second Chance Housing. We take people from homeless to hopeful. I would love to meet with you and your team so we can talk about how we can end homelessness together. Yep. You guys are discharging people every day, and I want to be a help to that. Give us a call. Easy. Not today it is. When I first started, that was hard.
Difficult.
But for the people that don't mind talking to people, that's why those two women in their 70s that I coached this to, they're great at it because they love talking to people. One of them got a VA, the other one don't. She said, Derek, I don't want no VA. I love talking to people. She's 73 years old and she make $900 a week housing people. She charged $300 for referral. Some months, some weeks she made $300 only. Some weeks $600, but most weeks she's making 3 referrals every week. Guys, if y'all made an extra $900 a week, would that change your life a little bit? Put a fire emoji in the chat. If you made usually I say 41,000 in a month, and that's the other example. But if you made an extra $900 every 7 days, would that change your life a little bit, Business Maven? Would that change your life a little bit, Miss India, Nicholas, Brad, April, Miss Renee? Like, would that change your life a little bit? And that's how I answer that. Okay. Next question, Shay.
Absolutely. Oh man, I moved my
I think I'm almost done, huh? Joanne said, I stole Lynette too. Good stuff, Joanne. Joanne is also a client of the business.
Lynette being stolen.
Let's see. I think I'm almost done. What does ILF stand for? I think we got that one. Independent Living Facility. And Miss India, if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel yet, do yourself a favor and subscribe, and also click that notification bell. That way you will always get a message that we're here. You've been following us on Clubhouse for a while, so we appreciate that. Thank you so much. She said, I wish I knew some people who have ILF so that I could send some referrals. Congratulations, you do. Me. Girl, Nico's got big. There's a lot of people in this room, India. So I just told you 20 minutes ago, I got 5 beds available. You can get on the phone tomorrow with social workers in Orlando and in Kissimmee, Florida, and start advertising this. And they never need to know that you don't have the house.
Right.
You got relationship, right? You know me now.
Yep.
Now, if you were in that community, you'll be really tied to us because you'll be in there with all the VAs and the other people. But you can literally tomorrow find a case manager in Orlando or Kissimmee, and I got 5 beds available right now. I'll give you $1,500 gladly if you send me 5 people. $1,500 in your pocket. I can Zelle it. I can PayPal it. I can tie it to a pigeon and fly it to you.
You know,
whatever way you want it.
You need either
Send me 5 people and watch me send you $300 real fast. Next question, Shay.
So if I make calls over the next few days and y'all need to send someone here, I could get a referral fee. So it just depends on, again, the quality of not the quality, but
where would you refer them to? Because
Yep.
if you don't have the housing India, where would you refer them to? So if that's what you're asking. Yeah.
And then this one is, how and where should you advertise to get the referral? I think we've touched this one again already. Also, what if the client is not willing to relocate? So
Then they don't go.
right. If they're not willing to relocate, then you need to find somewhere in that local area that resident is looking for. Again, we talked about where to advertise. Again, we're doing it now. Social media, join groups, join companies, join Forston Consultants,
Yep.
and join our team.
Yep.
That's what we do, and yeah, so that's the best way to get the word out. I'm looking.
We're almost
I
at the
think
bottom.
we're
I think
done,
that's it,
yeah.
huh? Very professional. That was it talking about Mary. Thank you so much, Tanya. I appreciate that. Tanya's been around us a while too. Thank you, Tanya, for always being here. We appreciate that. How
I
and where
see.
should you advertise? I think we hit that one, right?
What is the difference between an ILF and a group home?
Oh, that's easy. That's every Monday night.
Really?
The difference is no license required. So with an ILF, I can start tomorrow. I can find a rental property tomorrow and start it. And ALF, again, that takes a lot of, licensures. And I got to jump through red tape and hula hoops. And I got to ask my government agency and DCF and ACA. And I got to get permission. And I can only house a certain amount of people. And I got to own the property.
Got to make
the ILF, you don't have to own the property. I can rent it or lease it. And I can start tomorrow. Literally. Like if you was on our live Monday, Francesca told you guys that it took her 3 years to get her licensed group home open. We taught her the ILF model first. She got 3 of these quickly, like in months. But the ALF model, it took her 3 years to get her first client and actually get licensed in the house. 3 years, right? So that's the difference in those two.
Yep. And then also, I was going to say something too, and again, it's just the way they're ran as well. The difference that's made. The way we run them are completely different. You got people that call what they're doing that's similar to this group home. I'm so sorry, y'all, if you saw the bubbles that just went flying.
It's extra flash.
I know. It was actually how my screen does that crazy thing with the balloons and stuff. But yeah, it's all about setting expectation and the rules, guidelines, and how you run and operate this housing model is what makes the difference in the two.
Yeah. I see a good question right here that we missed. Ashley Browns, thank you, Ashley. I think Ashley and I spoke this week. I spoke to a few Ashleys actually, so this could or may not be her. But she says, for HRA, do we send out an agreement before assisting providers with clients? Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
So a part of that HRA, we give it to you. So that contract, we also give you other renditions of it and give you ways to create it. So there's some AI tools that we use that also can create it for you. But yes, you want an agreement. That way everything's on paper and you do it the legit way. I love that question, Ashley. Great question.
That's so good. Yeah.
Derek said that he had 5 beds available on the call. Are there opening for co-ed or male or female? Males. So that Kissimmee house, I'm taking males.
Can you work? And now we're back to a VA question. Can you work the VAs in your other businesses? Absolutely.
Yes.
Can I tell them a little bit about VA 101? Because I think we haven't really talked much about that.
That's the last
VA
one anyway.
101. What we do with VA 101 is we gear that virtual assistant. We cater that virtual assistant to your needs, right? So when you come into VA 101, the first thing you're going to do is give us a rundown of the task or the job duties that you're looking for, and we source that particular skill set. So our team is going to go out and look for a virtual assistant that meets the criteria that you are looking for. They don't just bring back 1 or 2 virtual assistants. We're gonna look for a plethora of individuals that they're gonna vet. Our team is going to go through their prior work history. They're going to make sure that they have and possess all of the skills that they say that they have. They're going to make sure that they are a good quality fit. They are going to test them and make sure that they can provide or create or produce that work that you're looking for. And then you are given the opportunity to interview those virtual assistants. So sometimes it may be 3 that make the cut, there may be 2, and then we go ahead and bring you in to do a virtual assistant interview process. Our team is there to help you. What we've noticed in this in this process is that a lot of people aren't comfortable. This is new to them, hiring a remote worker or a remote partner, as I like to call it. And what we do is our team Mary will be right there with you and will assist you with that process. What questions to ask, what questions are off limits, what questions, may be a little that you haven't even thought of that they're going to ask on your behalf. So our team then becomes a part of your HR team in the interview process, right? And they assist you in that. Once you have done those interviews, you get the opportunity to say, you know what, I love them both. I don't know who to choose. Or you may say, I'm going to take both. Or you may say, you know what, can we, none of them gelled well with me. Can we go back to the drawing board? So that's what our team does in the vetting process and sourcing process of the virtual assistant. That's what our VA 101 client to VA process looks like. And that's how we handle that. So yes, if you are looking for a virtual assistant for a business that you have already that is running and that is operating, and you are looking for some remote assistance, whether it be for whatever task you need, we can definitely help fulfill that need here at VA 101.
Good stuff. And Shay, I think you literally just answered the last question. So thank you so much, Shay, for being with me here like you always are, answering these questions. You are beautiful as always, Shay. Hey, y'all.
Thank you. He got my hair done.
My baby got her hair done today, y'all. So I'm over here cheesing. I'm right across from her, y'all.
Somebody got my hair did today, Ned.
Hey, I want to do something really quick, y'all, and we're gonna go because I'm well past my time. Go ahead, Shay.
I do want to do one thing. I want to introduce you all to Digital Flow Solutions. If you are looking for a website, not only a website, but you are looking for automations, integrations, a phone system, SMS messaging, all of that in one location, come and visit us at Digital Flow Solutions. Alex, go ahead and put the link in the page where they can set up a time to call and get a quick overview of more of what that consists of, learning more of what Digital Flow Solutions offers. We can definitely set that up. There's a short video that, Alex, we should put that on the website too, or even put something to where they can redirect them to that.
You can play it on screen tonight if you want to. We're already way over.
I know,
Let's
right?
keep it going, right?
But, so Digital Flow Solutions is an all-in-one amazing platform. Our team, look, Darnico and this wanting us to stay late.
Hey, Deeb, when I keep finding content to share too, bro.
Listen, I'm telling you, Derek missing them old days, right, Darnico? But his accountant's gonna get on it.
For y'all that don't know it, we used to have 4 and 5 hour rooms.
And
so
we
when we
kinda
switched to the 90-minute rooms, it felt a little funny, but we're getting off. So we're gonna try our best here in the next week or two to kind of hone it in and make sure that it's only 90 minutes because we don't want to bore people either. But it looks like you guys are just hanging out, right? And hopefully you're getting a lot of information. But right when Shay finishes, I want to give you guys something that I promised y'all actually yesterday, and I forgot to do it.
Oh, wow.
I want to play 2 different voicemails that you guys can hear. I'll make sure that they're private and they're not giving up anybody's information.
Thank you.
But I want to play 2 different voicemails of what it sounds like when we get calls from providers. So put the type in the word call if you want to hear that, because I don't want to waste y'all time if you don't care about it. But if you want to hear a call from a provider or a social worker or a client, type in the chat the word call, CALL. If I get about 5 of those, I'll go ahead and do it. Shay, go ahead.
Alex, you had that up. You can go ahead and cue that. So instead of
Introduce
me
it
telling
really quick,
you
Shay.
all about Digital Flow Solutions, I'm going to have Alex go ahead and put that video up.
Who made this video, Shay?
Alex.
Exactly.
It sure weren't me.
Turn your digital dreams into a vibrant.
Or Alex, if you want.
Welcome to Digital Flow Solutions, where we turn your digital dreams into a vibrant reality. At Digital Flow Solutions, we are not just about websites. We provide our clients with a world-leading CRM system suitable for any business, no matter how large or small. We're about unleashing the true potential of your business in the digital realm. Picture this: your business thriving online with a website that not only speaks but engages and leaves users feeling satisfied. We craft websites for businesses of all sizes, tailored to your unique goals. But wait, there's more. We don't just stop at creating stunning websites. We supercharge them with features designed to propel your success. From chat widgets that connect you instantly with your audience, to SEO optimization that skyrockets your online visibility, as well as a social media planner that helps you stay ahead. We've got your digital journey covered. But that's not all. Imagine missed call text back, effortless work.
problem.
Fantastic.
That's Alex, y'all. He is the one that built that beautiful video because I wouldn't have been able to do it. Just
Yes. And then when people call and want all of those services, guess what? I don't render that stuff, and neither does Shay really. Alex and Danish will be rendering a lot of that. Well, actually, I take that back. Shay is involved in that way more than me. I am nowhere nearly involved in digital flow solutions, y'all. That's one business that I just turn my head to.
Y'all,
it's too techy.
Can I tell you, we utilize digital flow solutions for all of our websites.
Everything. Yep.
And Derek looks to his VA team to help him.
I just go, yeah, that looks nice. Yeah. Yeah. So let's do this real quick. I want to honor the people, especially the folks that are new to us. I think I did a pretty good job of making sure that nobody's name was mentioned in any of these calls. I usually send these to my VAs first for them to edit it. But I want to give you guys an example of what some of the phone calls sound like that we get in to house the homeless or the displaced. And remember, I don't take these phone calls. This stuff goes to Jess, okay? But, you know, over the last year, Jess has completely took over the phone system, right? But I still have older relationships that people know my cell phone number. They now are also turned over to Jess. So I want to give you guys about 3 calls to give you examples of what they sound like. Let me know if you guys can hear it or if you can't. So let's see in 3, 2, 1.
Hey, Derek, this is Alex, your old buddy over here. Just want to get in touch with you. I'm working over at Osceola Corrections now, and I have an inmate who I think would be a good fit at one of your facilities. If you can, try to reach back out to me at, let me give you my email address at
So could everybody hear that? Put yes in the chat if you heard it. I want to just make sure. Perfect. She said, I can hear. So that's a good example. And I played these before, right? I think I have anyway. I have tons of these. But that's an example. Notice how he addressed me. Hey, there is Alex, your old buddy. Alex used to work at a not my Alex on stage, y'all. Alex on stage is from Nigeria and is in Nigeria. This Alex lives in my city, but he used to work at a different hospital. Notice the first thing he told me, Nikki. He said, hey, Derek, it's your old buddy Alex. I'm over at Osceola jail now. Guess where my largest ILF is? Osceola County, Kissimmee, Florida. He said, Derek, I got a client or an inmate that may bother some of y'all, that may be a good fit for your program. Guess what's the greatest thing about that phone call, y'all? Alex know me, he know my program, and he know what we stand for. So that means if Alex did an interview on an inmate, he knows that this guy must be a good fit for me, or otherwise Alex wouldn't call me. Alex know my criteria. He know what I stand for. He know who I would never house, and he know who I love to house, or the kind of people. So that's an example, again, from Alex, not Alex that you see on stage. That's a guy that lives in my city. He's a social worker / case manager, switched hospitals, and now works at the jail. Remember I told you guys I work for a company called Operation New Hope? You all should write that down because they may be in your city. They started in Jacksonville, Florida, but they're all over the place now. And it's called Operation New Hope. I also refer to them as mailbox money, not to be funny, but they don't pay people like in their hand. They're going to write you a check, and it's either going to come to your bank account or in your mailbox. The people that are coming from the jail system that we work with Operation New Hope, they're in a program where they're going to pay for it. That inmate don't have a job yet. He don't have money coming in, SSI, SSDI, but Operation New Hope will pay for them. So that's why Alex is calling me, because what I also found out on the phone call when I called him, that he's got a grant that also funnels through that jail system that they'll house people up to 6 months for free. And during the 6 months, the goal is, Mickey, is to get them on their feet. They're working with case management and social workers and social services to get approved for SSI. So one day he can pay me on his own. Does that make sense, everybody? Here's another phone call, right? Let me give you guys one more here. Let me see. Let me read it first. I want to make sure. Oh, check out this right here. Let me turn the volume up a little bit.
Hi, my name is Claire, and I'm calling from case management at Rescue Outreach Mission in Sanford, Florida. I have a client here who says that he has spoken with Derek Foster and actually been admitted into your program before, and he's interested in speaking about coming back. So if you could please call me back at 407.
All right. Watch this. That's a case manager. I should start quizzing y'all actually, right? And start asking. Since we're out of time, I won't. But next time I play voicemails, and we'll do a whole room on voicemails. And what we'll do is talk about how we answer that call. What do we say? And how do we assess the situation that they called for? Obviously, you heard that this is a social worker. And just for the sake of time, I'm gonna play it
my name
again.
is Claire, and I'm calling from case management at Rescue Outreach Mission in Sanford, Florida. I have a client here who says that he has spoken with Derek Foster and actually been admitted.
And first of all, my name ain't Derek Foster. So, Dornico, I agree with you. They always mess my last name up. I'm Forston. So, not the number 4, stun. The number 4, so say 4, stun.
You stop it.
But anyway, she's a case manager. And notice, Miss Angela, where you live at, that's where this case manager is calling from. Right in your city. Angela, I guarantee you, this lady don't even live from her facility, probably less than 10 minutes from where you are. You just heard her name and everything, right? Looking for placement for some guy that told her he used to live in my place. Now, whether that was true or not, that was my job, Jess's job to call back and find out. She left her phone number, her extension, and her email. Here's the gem, though. Guess what we do when we call back? Not only am I going to call back for that person, Nikki, and Katara, and Mickey, and Dornico, I'm going to also introduce myself as what she already know me as. Well, ma'am, I know you called me for this guy, but ma'am, feel free to call me every day. In fact, call my assistant, Jess, at 407-813, da-da-da-da-da-da. You can call Jess every day. She's available from Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, and she knows our census and our bed availability. Put a number 2 in the chat if you think that you could take calls like this every day and just filter out how you, because again, what happens if she call you and you don't have a house? That lady saw your social media post because you listened to Derek and you posted it on social media. Now she calling you. What do you do now? You're going to refer her out, Brooklyn. That's why the HRA is so powerful. Notice that lady that said, well, Derek, I'm calling to find out, do you have your own houses, Derek? Because I got a guy that need housing. He just called me with the need. My job is to fill that need now. I love the voicemails. I told you, if you all want a room on just voicemails and how we would handle it, put the word yes in the chat. We did that before a long time ago, and we loved it. But if y'all want that again eventually, I can put about 10 voicemails together maybe for one night, and we'll go through each one of them. And I'll spoil y'all, right? Because usually that ain't welcome to just open. But I feel good. This has been a great week. So I want to be able to do that to help people, because I think the voicemails and you guys hearing, because what good is me just come on saying I'm housing people and I'm calling case managers? The devil is a liar. Well, Derek, let me hear it then, big mouth. So I'm looking at it like to prove it. So you hearing case managers call me now. Last one, and here we go. I'm gonna let y'all go, okay?
You really, Lynette.
I'm spoiling tonight, y'all. Hold on. Here go another one. Let me read it first because I want to make sure it's appropriate. I don't want to put nobody's name out. See, this guy named me. Let me block his last name out. Hold on. It should come at about 4 seconds.
Was given your number by a caseworker at Health Central Hospital. Please give me a call back. I was looking for housing because I'm currently going to be homeless in the next couple of days. My number is 407.
Did you hear that? If that don't break your heart and you don't want to help people, you in the wrong room. You need to leave here right now.
Wow.
If you just heard this guy say that I'll be homeless in the next couple of days, this guy's in a hospital calling because his social worker gave him my number. Tell me, why is my number all over Orlando? Why is Jess's information all over Orlando, Kissimmee, Central Florida? Every hospital in this area has my name, my number, and I ain't talking about Derek Forston. Second Chance Housing name is written all over the wall in all of these places.
Not all on the wall.
Why is it like that, y'all? Because we advertise like crazy. We give it to all the social workers. Even the social worker that got a bad attitude that day and don't really want to talk to me, it sounds like this, ma'am. Just in case if you guys need extra housing for your clients when they're discharged, you're probably really busy today and don't have time to really talk to me today. But I just want to leave you my phone number. I want to leave you my assistant's phone number, Jess. And I want to leave you my website and my social media. And if you want to be a part of our mailing list to see what Second Chance Housing is doing in the community and how we're saving lives through housing, you give us your email and we'll send you all of that, ma'am. And you have a great day. See how I didn't get nothing out of that call, but I just left the information so that she can maybe call me later, Miss Nikki. That's how that works. That guy said he's going to be homeless in a couple of days. Yeah. Did y'all hear that? So what do you do again if you don't have a house? You should be posted on social media. Hey, Facebook family, if you have an ILF, an ALF, if you're a housing provider, or if you just rent by rooms, I got a 55-year-old male being discharged tomorrow. He's got guaranteed income. Who want to help me house this guy? If you're interested, drop your information below, DM me or call me. Guys, it's no different from wholesaling real estate. Some of y'all have heard of wholesaling real estate, right? You find a house, get it on the contract. You can't buy it. You can't fix and flip it. So you give it to somebody else in the form of a wholesale deal. Well, all you did was because you can't house the guy, you call somebody else. And now they're going to fix and flip the property. So you make a what? A fee. No different from doing this, y'all. It's just that we're dealing with human beings now. We can change the lives of people now. Okay? So again, like that one will break your heart, man. If you guys heard that one, because I want to make sure y'all are hearing it, type in the word yes. Did you guys hear that last call about him being homeless in the next couple of days? That means he's already planning, guys. He didn't sound crazy. He didn't sound all over the place. He sounded maybe a little desperate. And guess what, y'all? He got guaranteed income. Okay? Last call, and I'm going to let y'all go.
Ooh, that was the one before.
That was the last call, huh, Shay?
Yeah.
Here you go, one more, I think.
Good afternoon. This is SDA Elderly Care calling. We're calling to see if you have any rooms available and what your current rates are. If you could, give us a call back. Fours.
Bang. Last one. And that was a company that said, hey, how many beds you got available? Literally what we do is call him back and say, hey, we got 5 beds available. Guess how that guy found us? Social media.
But can I tell you what they are? Guess
Talk,
what they are?
Talk about it, Shay, because they're going to miss that part.
You know what that company is? A housing referral agency.
Wow. Everything that I just talked to y'all about for 2 hours, probably over that now. That company that you just heard, they don't have houses. They don't have apartments. And they're not interested in buying any. Guess what they do? They literally build relationships with people all over the city, just like me. They're looking for housing providers, and they're going to call you with the placement. Guys, they do that for a living, y'all. How powerful is that? I hope tonight that I accomplish my goal that I promised to give y'all. Because over 2 hours ago, I told y'all that my goal was to give y'all a complete game on how to become a housing referral agency. Not only did I do that, this room is recorded. So when you go back later on and want to show your family, your friends, and your pastor and your bishop, this is recorded. So I want you to be able to share this room with other people. But just if I can get 6 people to say yes to the fact that I delivered my promise, because I said I was going to give y'all the game and I was going to give you an opportunity to get into it, whether that was through us, through buying something, or just me giving you the information. So put the word yes in the chat if I did that. And then I'm done for the night. I'm going to give over the shade to close us out. If I delivered on my promise about giving the game away and then giving the opportunity, type in the word yes. That's all I want, about 6 people. If I can get 6 people to do that, I'm going to be real happy. Because I think I did, Shay, but if they say I didn't, I want to honor that and come back the next time and just try it again.
I'm messing with
But the yeses are pouring in, so I appreciate that, y'all. My name is Derek Forston. I approve this entire message. I hope that we said something tonight that can change your life, change your community or the people around you. I hope that instead of that $2,000, that the $597 is more appealing to you and it's something that you want to do. Also, if you want to do our financing, right? We also have financing for anything that we have. So I'm going to put the number that you guys can text in the chat, and you can text to that word financing, and my team will send you the link that you can apply for our third-party financing. There's no hard inquiries to your credit. Let me repeat that. No hard inquiries or inquiries to your credit, just to see what you're approved for. So everybody should just try it to see what you can get. And like Shay just posted, don't wait to be great. Why would you wait to be great anyway, right? But we have in-house financing. We have third-party financing. And it's on sale. So, and again, if you want to go in with somebody else to purchase the ILF Mastery Blueprint or get a VA and share it with somebody, just let my team know. And we'll split the invoice and we'll know how to do that as long as you let us know. So again, thank y'all so much for being here. I super appreciate it. I'm going to let Shay bless y'all. I'm going to let Lynette also bless y'all real quick. and then we'll get you guys out of here, man. And thank y'all so much for being here tonight and putting up with me for over 2 hours. Thank y'all so much. Miss Shay?
I'm just joking. Again, family, it has been a great night that we've had the time to share with you what we do, who we are, and how we make a huge difference in the community that we serve. And we look forward to seeing you back here on Saturday, as well as seeing you, in our one-on-one coaching. Again, it's all about building a community of individuals that want to do God's will, be the hands and feet of Jesus Christ by helping those that are less fortunate and by providing them safe, clean, affordable housing options. Again, it has been a great night. I am so grateful for our guest, Dornico, and I know Tiffany left, but she's been ripping and running all week. So Dornico and the business maven,
Appreciate you
Lynette
guys.
Green, we appreciate y'all for being here with us. Alex, thank you again for all that you do for Forston Consultants, Digital Flow Solutions, VA 101, and all of our many, 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 many other organizations that we have you running around like a chicken with your head cut off. But we just thank you and we appreciate it. Again, family, it has been a great evening. And I look forward to seeing you all on Saturday.
All right, that's it. Lynette, you got anything you want to bless us with real quick?
Just really quickly for everybody who really is considering the ILF model. The Bible says that if you lend to the poor, God will repay. I can't think of anybody else that I'd rather be indebted to and have a outstanding loan with than God. So he's definitely good on his promises. He's faithful. That's promised. So I encourage you guys going into 2024, those of you that really have this on your heart to do, don't wait to be great for God, because you do this for him, he will certainly repay.
Absolutely. I love that, sis. I love that.
I love it. So I'm going to pray you guys out of here, man, and I'm going to let y'all go. I appreciate you guys spending this time with us today. So, Father God, thank you so much for the seed that was sown tonight. Thank you, God, that you did not give us a spirit of fear, but power, love, and a sound mind to make decisions. So, Father God, today we make the decision to be the best that we can be. And Father God, help us. You said that if we lack wisdom, let us ask. So, Father God, I believe tonight that we gave a lot of wisdom and knowledge and understanding. But God, tonight we ask for knowledge, understanding, and wisdom all over again. You said that if we lack it, just ask for it. So, Father God, we ask today for wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Yes, I repeated that 3 times. So, Father God, help us tonight be all that we can be. And Father God, open every door of opportunity, but also, God, close every door that we're not to be involved in. Father God, bring about the right relationships, the right people, the right real estate at the right time. Father God, let your will be done ultimately. We want a lot of things, but Father God, let your will be done. And Father, thank you so much again for allowing us to be a part of being the hands and feet of Jesus. You said in your word that the poor and the needy will always be among us. You also asked us that we are to take care of the poor, the needy, and the widow. And God, we're doing that through real estate. So, Father God, bless our endeavors, bless our hands. Father God, Shay talked about last night is, what are your hands doing? Are you putting your hands to the plow? So, Father God, help us to put our hands to the plow and be successful. And Father God, before these folks ever get their first keys to their first facility, we bless their facility and we call it blessed. We ask that you allow everybody that comes through the threshold of that door to be a good client, a great client, and not cause problems, but be taken from homeless to hopeful without any problems. Father God, again, bless us financially. Father God, bring the finances in from the north, the south, the east, and the west, and make us rich, God, and add no sorrow. And again, God, we'll be ever so careful to give you all the glory, all the honor, and all the praise. Now unto him that is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all we can ever ask, according to the power that worketh in us. Amen, amen, amen. Don't wait to be great, and we'll see you guys again. Hello, it's a new